Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to DK64Randomizer.com. We are on Qualifier number 5 for the Season 2 tournament. And we got another great match for you today. I am Larock. I will be one of your commentators running through the seed with you. Joining me is
Mr. Rippy, howdy hey.
Same crew as last night. Hopefully we do not have any repeat incidents of last night.
Oh, no pressure.
Hopefully none of that. Absolutely none of that. For our players today, we have on one side we have ShadyMyst, a veteran of the DK Rando seed, and we have returning again OmegaVentus, looking for some redemption after last night's incident. And people have been quick to point out that this is a starting moveset that looks a lot like last night's. So
yeah, it's very interesting to see some of the most important moves to begin with early in the game. Donkey Kong and Coconut Gun especially opens up a lot of checks in Galleon, but also just so much of the game is locked behind Coconut Gun specifically that having that right from the jump opens up so many checks. Additionally, Mini Monkey and Tiny does mean that BFI is going to be somewhere interesting to check very early on.
It was interesting last night. I would be shocked if at least half the lobby doesn't run there immediately.
Oh, absolutely.
And we got another stacked lobby tonight. We got 18 today, I believe. A big old dang old lobby. These races are huge. Qualifiers are popping.
For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, if you have no clue what is going on here, this is a randomizer for the old Donkey Kong 64 video game for the Nintendo 64. If any of this interests you or you're curious about playing this game, please check out DK64Randomizer.com.
It's a good time. Good time.
Oh yeah.
You never know what's going to happen. We didn't know what was going to happen last night when we started that seed. When the zipper unfolded, we had no idea the carnage we were in store for. And we do not
There's
know...
a lot of trauma associated with that one.
We do not know what we are in store for, but we are seconds away from the start. The timer is ticking. Here we go. They're prepping their buttons. Are we good to go? Here we go.
I'm ready when you are. Let's go.
You can fire whenever they feel like it. There we go. Where are they going? Take the 5 warp. Boom!
Omega immediately cannot fault this move in the slightest.
No, you cannot. We have to know. The people must know. Nothing in the sprint cage.
And it's dead check.
It's dead.
GG.
It's good to know that, though, because now they don't have to go collect fairies at all.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll grab out of the prison. All right. Not particularly inspiring. Maybe we'll see an early, like, forest or something.
Gorilla Grab always has a couple of very unfortunate checks, and seeing it so early on does mean that you are, I don't know if obligated is the right word, but definitely really should consider looking at them.
Yeah, anything you find early, I think, is strongly worth considering. It's probably placed early for a reason.
So Mushroom Night Doors wear the Horde. Interesting.
Hillside Key 8. Oh boy. 5. Pause for note taking. All important. You can't take long enough to take your notes. I promise.
Castle Underground was something, and the Fight to K rule. Chunky can find Lanky in Crystal Caves.
Interesting. We don't know where Caves is, nor do we know where Chunky is. So, or no, wait. Yeah, no, we don't have Chunky.
Omega heading right to the back of training grounds, which is interesting.
Yeah, with that rainbow coin on that dirt patch, it's pretty good. That training grounds is much more appealing when you have money to go for. But there's nothing for them, so. Unless they need that GB, which, no, they already have one, so they're actually good to go there. We'll see. We'll see what's level 1. I'm curious. This could be a... We haven't got a key 2 hint. Junk in level 1 entrance. Love that. It's probably forest, try to guess. Factory! Nice. Very happy to see Factory early. Ooh, grab. You can go up to the upper level of the lobby the ethical way. Very beautiful. Very nice. What do we got for hints? Factory shops, key 4. Sure.
Convenient that Factory is right there.
Oh, yeah.
Galleon metal path to 7.
Alright. We got Donkey finds key 2 in Factory somewhere. That grab might be grab something. I don't know.
Factory shops also path 8. That's interesting.
A foolish lowlands. A welcome sight. Alright. Shady's our first into Factory. Let's see what he pulls out here. We are in the hunt for key 2, possibly key 4 in a shop, and then something else in a shop.
Could you explain briefly for the people who may not play as much as, or be as heavily invested as you or I are, what it means when there are things in the same location that could be pointing to different locations? So for example, we have 2 hints here that say something is an item in Factory shop points somewhere. Could they be the same thing? Could they be different things?
So in when your goals are different, it could be different things. It could be the same thing. So it could be that it's something like super important, like bongos or something that shows up in the shops, and it's on the path to key 4 and key 8 independently. It could be that key 4 is in the shop, and then something else you need for key 8 is in the shop as well. You can't really. It's who knows. It's one of the mysteries we have to untangle, and one of the challenges of deciphering the hint system is figuring out what exactly is actually being hinted here. What does the game actually want me to go get?
ShadyMyst going after Donkey's metal, can't fault him. That's a very easy check to do right at the beginning.
That balloon is the worst in the game. I swear. It is actually the worst in the game. The pattern makes no sense. It does some like weird nonsense.
So we have a rank stand sprint that we picked up in the shop right now that could be important. That could be what is being referenced as Way of the Horde.
That could be what we need. And none of the sprint checks are exciting. The least unpleasant sprint check might be, I don't know. The Cave's Cabin isn't too bad. The prison isn't too bad either, but it's dead. Shady with a nice little cut onto the power hut platform to get in here because he's got coconut. That's really smart. I love that move.
And all of this is legal under the Season 2 rules preset. That is not a glitch.
That is creative use of level geometry. That's beautiful. I wonder why he's thinking that. Maybe he's thinking he doesn't want to do R&D. Because a lot of the time you go up to R&D and then you just like drop down and you end up dropping down to the power hut anyway, just at the end of your factory loop. But oh well, did he?
It feels like an incidental pickup to regardless to be going that way. So regardless, it's interesting that he made that choice to do it now.
Well, we're pleasantly surprised to see Diddy Kong just chilling in factory. There's hope yet for the seed. Mini Monkey, you can see the arcade. It looks like nothing. But it's a GB, so Shady decides worth grabbing anyway.
Especially when you're this early in the game, basically free GB like that, a 30-second investment is absolutely worth your time.
I did not catch what the Galleon cost was, but I imagine it could be relatively expensive for a level 2 because factory's pretty accessible on stuff. And they've got 3 Kongs already. That level 2 could be as expensive as like 6 or so? I don't know exactly what it was. But Shady is not short on GBs at all. I don't think he's going to have any problems getting a level 2.
Interesting with the rollback in order to get there. I wonder what Shady's thinking. Oh, he might be going to do production.
Yeah, I think he's thinking production. I would be thinking Crusher Room. Well, no. Crusher Room is really hard on 1 melon. And no strong Kong. I don't think you can really get away with it. But because Key 2 is in Factory with Donkey, Crusher Room is very high importance. I would probably be... Oh, he's checking the spring switch. That's one of the few things you can't check in production. You have to actually hit the switch in order to spawn the thing. the other switches in production are largely cosmetic, which is very funny.
There's a lot of very interesting design decisions that went into this game.
Yeah, you have to be able to slam the chunky and the ditty ones. You don't have to be able to slam the lengthy or the tiny ones for reasons. I don't know. Who knows? I think the outcome of the counting game is probably going to dictate how they play the Crusher Room, because you can fight your way through the Crusher Room out of logic without Strong Kong. It is just kind of hard. It is very helpful to have a second melon that they do not have right now. They have not found an instrument, nor have they found an instrument upgrade. Maybe this shop will provide. What do we got? Perhaps a key? Fair enough.
This is a key. Very interesting.
Probably key 4. Perfect. Love that. Key 4 gets him access to another lobby's worth of hints. Ooh, Ventus also doing a little power head cut. I like this. Get his footing on the door frame that is definitely not intended for you to stand on at all. With that dink, we know the boss is accessible now. It's an interesting thought. No particular reason to chase the boss yet. Ooh, a vial here. This is spring locked. He's just backflipping up without spring. Let's see what we got here.
To draw some attention to that, you can actually skip needing spring logically in order to get it, as long as you are using tag anywhere. While the game does not, the way that logic works, quote unquote, does not consider tag anywhere into it, it's not considered a glitch, so you can kind of just do whatever in this case in order to get somewhere earlier.
We've got our favorite camping in the woods simulator as you try and swat every bug. And they are the least cooperative bugs in existence. There we go, got the rhythm going.
Barrel throwing.
Wow, out of logic barrels is pretty nice.
That means that Simian Spring is going to be in logic somewhere. That's fascinating.
So they're out of logic for spring. So that might be... One of their hints might be baiting them to go pick up spring, even though they don't need it at all. Or, if they don't find spring way of the horde, it could be they don't need barrels. Barrels is not anything required, it's just usually nice to have. We have returned to the DK counting game. Let us see, is this perhaps our key 2? Any luck? Any luck today? Not the metal. And it is not here, but it's diving instead. Whoa! We've got diving and barrels both in testing. That is a nice... That is very nice. Love that. However, it does put the Crusher Room in a little bit of extra light. A little bit of a harsh light, because now we've checked Counting Game, we've checked Power Hut. We've seen the metal. So... It's either... So, Key 2 is either on the Blast Course or in the Crusher Room. The Crusher Room maybe is doable out of logic, but it is really hard with one melon, and I wouldn't expect anyone to do it. And the Blast Course is just straight inaccessible, so... We need something. We're looking for something for Key 2, it looks like. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them to abandon ship and go to Galleon first. And they've got diving for Galleon. We do not have a 5th qualifier in the row where they enter Galleon without diving. That would be horrible. And a potion! Car race has something. What do we got? Maybe we get a little strong Kong action. Maybe we get a little boom blast action. Love either of those. Factory's loaded. This level 1 factory is nice. It's a very generous factory. Well, I always like to see level 1 factory early. Between lots of checks available and a lot of money available too. There's a lot of just like freestanding coins that are just nice to poke around and scoop up. Sets you up for the rest of the seed.
What do you think about seeing so many items so early in factory? How do you think that bodes for the rest of the game?
Hard to say, really. This isn't too uncommon in Season 2, specifically in simple level order, where they like to load up all your stuff in the first 3 levels. There's a little bit of a fill bias towards that, mainly as a consequence of some other biases or some other requirements, but usually your early levels are going to be nice and loaded on stuff that like help you unlock Kongs that are in weird spots or something. No crown? Crown just does not exist. Excellent. They're pulling that lever for absolutely no reason.
Could you explain a little more what it means when something that should be there, logically speaking, or even like in terms of vanilla, and it's just not there? Why would that be the case?
Right. So the runners are well aware of some of the fill. We call them fill biases. The fill requirements per se. We've got the training moves, which is barrels, diving, and vines. The important training moves. Those are in the first 3 levels. So they will be in level 1, 2, or 3, or in Isles, without needing anything from levels 4, 5, 6, or 7. So they're available early, and as a consequence, that tends to push things a little bit earlier. As well as that, there's also the Kong placement requirement, which is you are expected to be able, or you will always be able to have 2 Kongs after level 2, 3 Kongs after level 3, 4 Kongs after level 4, and 5 Kongs after level 5. So their last Kong could be as late as level 5, but no later. That is a key on the factory boss. Holy moly, it is... In Donkey Fights, this is key too! Wow! It's not the Crusher Room or the Blast Course, it's the boss!
And we got Super Simian Slam off of fighting, or of doing tiny mini kart race.
The car race, yeah, that's a nice pickup right there. Love seeing that.
This factory is absolutely loaded. I'm very curious what it means. Usually when I find that in early game, when I get everything, later in the game, I tend to have so many options open to me that I don't know where to go.
Yeah, that is definitely suffering from success. This is interesting, because usually when you like get loaded up on moves, it doesn't necessarily also give you GBs, but they're walking out of level 1 with 8 GBs. That is like a lot. This is a very generous factory. This is going to kickstart them to the rest of the seed. It's possible they've run into some huge blocker on level like 3 or 4 that's just like enormous that they can't easily fight through, but we'll see. Is Ventus thinking Crusher Room? He's thinking production now. What's he thinking? He's checking the Diddy Switch for sure. Can't check the Chunky Switch. Nothing too exciting on the other 2, I don't believe. Maybe there was something exciting and that's why he's climbing. Or he's going for like a medal or something. Climbing production is a great way to get your banana medals, I think. Or you can't easily check the Kasplat. So if you're just gonna orphan the Kasplat up top, then that is a disaster waiting to happen.
I believe that if you position yourself specifically in like a corner near the glass when you're going down, you can play an instrument and see what the Kasplat has, but that's kind of moot since neither of our runners here have instruments quite yet.
They ain't got music, Chief. They ain't got it. They ain't got what it takes to make it in show business. There we go, another medal. Nothing too exciting. The boss door's right there. Well, he wants the Kasplat first. Or he hates bosses. It is indeed key 2 on the factory boss. Yep, Ventus is going back for the boss door, I believe. There's nothing else that's interesting here, I don't think. So he'll get his key too, and he'll be a happy camper.
Very interesting to see both runners still kind of neck and neck at this point. I don't see one having more advantage than the other right now. They're both doing the same things, just in different orders.
I think Shady might have cleared a little bit faster. I think he'll be able to get the Kasplat before Ventus finishes the boss. But there might be a bit of a gamble for... There's a bit of a gamble at play here. Like, you could just skip production entirely. You've seen 3 out of the 4 checks are terrible. Oh no. Oh, and down he goes. Bonk. Production is a cruel mistress. You've seen 3 out of the 4 checks are terrible. It's not unreasonable to just, like, leave that Kasplat and be like, I'm just gonna come back if it gets hinted and ignore it otherwise. That's what I do. I hate climbing production. So I just leave it. But that's just because I hate climbing production, not necessarily because it's a good not necessarily because it's a good choice.
Speaking of hating climbing production,
yeah, it's this right here. This platforming is just ooh, it is tricky business. These are ice arms. Twirl helps a lot, but
yeah, helping does not equal like anything other than a gentle nudge in the right direction.
Any practical assistance, yeah. But the 4 warp, it's a good a worthy prize. You can get back up nice and quickly. So you just have to suffer once and you're off to the races. If like the chunky switch turns into something, you have the warp and you're flying through here. Yeah,
did we get a peek at what the tiny reward was for Factory?
Yeah, they looked at it and it was junk. The tiny production barrel, I'm pretty sure it was junk. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like nothing important. 3-0. 10 GBs, 2 good training moves, and a whole pile of stuff coming out of Factory. That's a haul out of Factory, love that. Here's Forest, we kind of knew this was coming early. Here's Candy Donkey. Outskirts. Donkey number game. Yep, sure is. That had diving. So diving's on the way, the Horde. Another Mushroom Kasplat. Lighthouse.
As was kind of expected when you start with Donkey Kong and the weapon, Galleon Donkey Lighthouse being Way of the Horde. Makes sense.
But that explains your diving Way of the Horde, yeah. So, off to the races. But diving in a forest, it was like 10 to get in, and he's got enough for it. This is pretty reasonable. You've got 2 very easy accessible Kasplats that are Way of the Horde, so it's kind of tempting to just go straight to the mushroom instead. You know your shops are on the path to Key 5 too, so there's something good floating around there. And considering you have neither Pineapple nor Feather, it's pretty likely to be in... It's pretty likely to be in, Frankie. Anything interesting in the mills? Nope. Huh. You know, for some reason I always assume you to slam that box as Donkey. What do you know?
So cave, level 4 being caves, this is our first peek at this zone.
Alright. What do we got?
R&D, path to 8.
That's probably a slam, which is interesting. Slam on the path to Key 8, that's kind of wild.
That would be brutal.
Second DK roll hint. This time it tells you a mini monkey. That could also be your slam. It could also be pointing at your slam. Here's your Diddy hint. Don't need that. All good.
Oh wow, 2 hints in a row that say basically the same thing. Who would have thought?
Wow, your Diddy is Way of the Horde. Unbelievable. Is that anything in the... Doesn't look like anything in the winch cage. And we don't get a look at the cave's price, but that is a-okay. Don't need it. Probably not too worried about it. We don't have any... Well, I guess we do kind of need to get to caves, because Chunky unlocks Lanky in caves. So we gotta find Chunky at some point. Chunky's gonna be in the first 3 levels then. Or he could be in caves.
Level 5 is a castle, which could explain why we did need a slam, because we have a lot of rooms and a lot of different things that are going to be stuck behind slam in this level.
And low, there is the foolish production hint. Blessed. Nah, never going back there. Chunky can be bought in caves. Ooh, so now maybe the race is on to get in the caves. Clear out your way of the hordes in early levels and head to caves.
Owl Tree path to 8, and you did have Wave the Horde sprint, so maybe we're going to be seeing an owl this seed. Or not owl, maybe we'll see the wabbit this seed.
It is a possibly hinted sprint. Actually, I think it has to be sprint. I think it has to be sprint. We got nothing else out of the shops. So yeah, your sprint is definitely important.
We got a key, but keys are not assumed on the path to keys.
Right. Oh, Forest Funky. Well, so much for that.
Forest Funky, yeah, that means that they're going to need both Feather Bow and Pineapple Launcher. So we definitely have a seed on our hand, folks.
That's a brutal one. You kind of hope it's just in the early shop and you're after the races. So Shady cleared out the mills a little bit, realized, oh hey wait, I've got hints to check. Checked some hints, and then came back to Forest. So, off we go. Whereas Ventus is taking the full hint excursion, getting a look at all them hints. Anything in the rafters? Nope. Fortunately, it's a bright enough object that we can tell. So Ventus walked out of factory and just read 20 hints. That is a way to be. Or I guess it's 15. Only 15.
Usually my strategy as well is to immediately, oh, I have hints, time to go read them.
There we go. Got the bug order right now. Huzzah. Yeah, and some of these are more useful than others. Right, your factory is so loaded, it's going to continue to hit factory and be like, hey, it's good. And then even still, man, this factory is great. It told you production's foolish. Like, how nice is that? I just skipped the Kasplat up top and felt like a wizard when it told me it was definitely foolish. Alright, speaking of Strong Kong skips for Donkey, run into the Thornvine Barn. Let's go find out what's in here. He blindly rolling into the room is extremely dangerous because there could be a cop there, but unpunished. Oh, there is? Red alert?
Better lucky than good.
Yep. And Ventus is choosing to go into Galleon instead. He's like, oh yeah, Lighthouse. Let's do Lighthouse. So he's after the Lighthouse way of the Horde probably, as well as whatever's in the Galleon shops, which could be nothing, but could be good. Additionally, we have Outskirts on the path to Key 5, so that could be like your Seal Race, that could be your Mechfish. But it's also just as likely to be the Kasplat on the Cactus, the favorite Outskirts check, because it's so easy. And medal rewards in Galleon are on the path to Key 7, so we're hunting medals as well. So coming in here with only 3 Kongs and only access to probably... Actually, probably 3 other medals.
It's going to be close with only 1 weapon, but they also do have access to the back half of Galleon with Coconut Shooter.
Right, I don't think they have access to Tinies right now. Not so sure on that one. Nothing in the Force Boss.
Giant Mushroom has a lot of things to it on exterior, so I think that that's going to be the prioritization going forward.
Both Kasplats on the exterior are away the Horde, so here comes the Mushroom. What do we got? Bring it on. Oh, more money. Love money.
Let's see what Check of Legends has, and it's junk. How unfortunate.
Tragic. And sure enough, there's nothing in Cranky, so that shop hint, that forest shop hint is pointing directly to Forest Funky for something for Key 5, probably. It could be Key 5 is just there, and your outskirts has one of Feather or Pineapple. But we're getting our Lighthouse look for Ventus, which is good. Yes, we will be in close proximity to the beanstalk. There's a possibility that the bean arrives. We got Mini, maybe a little saxophone action.
Do we have any bean levers in the chat right now?
The bean levers are everywhere. Alright, away the Horde Kasplat, and away the Horde Lighthouse. Here we go. What do we got? Big time. That is...
Oh, woof!
Oh.
Baboon Balloon.
Oh.
That is a brutal find.
That's a weird
that does also give credence to possibly doing Crystal Caves Lanky Cabin, because you need both Baboon Balloon and Sprint to do that. And Lighthouse now has Pineapple Launcher, so we're halfway to finding what we need to get to the Funky in Forest.
And I bet Feather is going to be in the shipyard outskirts, so I think Ventus is going to have is going to be pretty well rewarded for coming to Galleon first. He'll get the Forest Funky care package and then get out of here.
Judas does have a point as well in the chat that Beetle Race in Caves is also live.
The Caves Beetle Race. Oh my god. You can't do that to these people. You can't do it to these people, man. They've suffered enough. Yeah, that's those are two pretty compelling checks right now. So Caves gets increasingly interesting. But then there's also the world that we live in where it's entirely possible that it's completely unrelated and it is a different balloon check for absolutely no reason. So that world still exists. It could be something like the castle lobby, it could be something like the Lanky Tower, it could be something ridiculous like Lanky Dungeon, I don't know. There's plenty of balloon checks. A lot of them you can skip balloon, especially with Tiny Twirl, but we shall see what comes up. I think Ventus is going to be able to get the Diddy Medal here. He got the Donkey Medal earlier. I don't think he can get the Tiny Medal. I think that's a little too hard. I'm trying to remember where all the tiny bananas are, but I don't think there's that many that are accessible before... Oh gosh, I don't know, maybe it is accessible. Pineapple helps, but they need Chunky, so...
Oh no! The biffed jump from ShadyMyst in order to get to the Kasplat that's there at the nighttime. But I believe that they tagged 5, which would then mean that they are able to get right back up there.
Go again. Step 1 is locating Warp 5. Also impossible to do on your first try, for what it's worth. So another way of the Horde on this mushroom. What do we got?
So that's Vine swinging. That kind of makes sense.
Love that. Love seeing Vine swinging. That solves all their training move woes, so they're off to the races. Take your Vines straight to the training grounds. Love this play.
Immediately check right after, because if you forget to do it, you're in trouble.
If you forget to do it, you will remember an hour later to your just absolute horror. Oh my god. Where is it? Oh, he's getting the DK Medal now. DK Medal is Sniper? Okay. Interesting. Possibly on the path to Key 7? So maybe we got a Sniper in Castle somewhere? Oh, Lanky Tower looking good? I don't believe it was anything in the... Nothing in the training grounds. Alright, what's on this Cactus Kasplat? This is my guess is this guy's got feather. No instruments, so it's going to be an adventure killing him. Oh, he's slamming. Play nice. He's not playing nice. Ooh, perfect backflip. Wow.
That is not going to be Way of the Horde.
That is garbage. All right, excellent. However, that does mean the outskirts is now looking a little suspect, because I think we got to look at the two-door ship. Oh.
Two-door ship didn't have anything on it, so our checks right now remaining are going to be submarine for Tiny Mini Monkey, and then Free the Seal and Seal Race.
And Mechfish. Mechfish is probably DEFCON 1, because they are not close. They are not close to that at all.
All of these are brutal checks, except for submarine.
Yeah, the submarine is their last best hope for
this according to Nern, the submarine was already accomplished.
Oh,
so.
well, it's not the sub. All right, excellent. Oh, boy.
So we're at bad, worse, and even worse.
Yeah, bad, worse, and awful. You have a Mechfish seed? Oh, boy. Oh, no, here he comes for the sub. Okay. Yeah, he's got the stuff for the submarine, and Ventus is off to check it. So, do we believe in miracles?
Beg pardon on that one. And... ooh, it's a potion.
Alrighty.
So maybe we've avoided the cluster.
We may have avoided disaster. If this is Feather, Ventus takes it into Force Funky, and he is going to be cruising. Speaking of cruising, he's got 17 GBs. That's a lot for level 2. He's gone into 2 levels, and he's walking out with 17 GBs. That is big time. So what is in the submarine?
And there we go. That gets us to the back half of Forest at this point, but we still need to find Chunky, who is in a shop in caves, I believe.
Yes, so it's not quite home free for Forest, but Feather's a nice pickup. Check. Ooh, a little rainbow coin. That's so fast. This has got to be worth it.
Money.
Alright, so is he going to... he's going to Forest. Oh my god, you cannot do Forest Funky without Chunky. That would be an important prerequisite. Sniper for Shady, and they gotta do a hard think on what that could possibly mean. Yeah, I like a caves dive here to go pick up Chunky. I did not see how much caves cost. Do we have numbers? I don't know if we have numbers.
Guitar Gazump held on that Kasplat in Alcove,
wow,
which Omega appears to have completely missed, is...
That's a disaster. If you raise the water, it's so easy to forget that guy and just go back for it. Oh no. Our agents are telling me 14 for caves. So caves is very accessible. It's kind of cheap for a level 4 with 3 columns, I guess. Maybe that's about right. Shady picked up a pearl at some point. I didn't quite catch where that pearl came from, but maybe the mermaid's got something. Yeah, that's an aggressive play on the lighthouse to go run to the way of the horde and then not check the Gasplat. It's kind of rocky. Well, hopefully it doesn't bite him. Guitar is not guaranteed to be needed. We shall see. Gets his balloon to his chagrin. Or likely chagrin. Ooh, with vines, Shady gets to come into Galleon and check the Kasplat up here. So that's one perk of Forest first. Or crown. Crown fit for a king. Yeah, guitar is a pretty brutal miss. There's a lot that can go wrong with guitar. It could be guitar for Helm. It could be guitar for anything in the back of Aztec, which is a lot. That's half of an entire level. Okay, there was probably the pearl he got. So another perk for Forest first. What do you know? Maybe that pearl will send us back to the lighthouse area. There is hope. If it is guitar for Helm, you can get a hint in Helm that'll tell you where your guitar is, which will help significantly. So if it is just guitar for Helm, it's not quite a disaster, but if it's guitar for, like, key 7, that's a disaster. Wow, Ventus is just having the absolute worst time climbing the mushroom. That is not happening.
Mushroom Ascension as well as Castle Ascension are always just some of those very, very protracted checks that just remind me how fun this game is to play.
They're your chores. Sometimes you just gotta do your chores in DK64 Randomizer. You just gotta climb the mushroom. You just gotta climb your castle. You gotta do your loop through caves or whatever. I don't always feel slow too. Even the forest just feels slow. I don't know. Maybe I just suck at it. It's probably that. Yeah, they're not gonna have Chunky to like get rewarded with a medal for climbing. It's like climbing castle with Diddy or somebody. It's like just wasting bananas. What a shame. Not that I'd be too worried about it. You've got Pineapple to work with, so your Chunky medals probably are not gonna be too bad. Right, you like charge into the face shooting room or something, get a quick 10 there or something like that. There's solutions to such a problem.
Inconvenient as they may be, a misoptimization is not the end of the world, especially when you're in a race, because it's always possible that it just pays off in the end because somebody else made a different mistake that cost them just as much, if not more time.
Nobody is perfect. Actually, nobody is perfect in any of these races. There's always, at the end of the race, like, oh, what did you do this way? And everyone does something slightly different. It's really incredible for all the information you get. You have so much information thrown at you that everyone processes it a little bit differently and is like, okay, wait, maybe I want to go here instead. Maybe you kind of like pick and choose your battles. And because everyone picks and chooses different battles, it just ends up in a wild, beautiful, chaotic mess of a race. So Ventus is finishing up his forest loop, I think. I think he went to the mushroom first, which I like. I don't think he's gone to the mills yet.
I agree with doing forest first, especially when you know that at least one, if not multiple, Way of the Horde items are over there.
Yeah. He didn't check the crown. Wow. I think it was junk. And now we've got a little mills routing. Wow, loaded with cops. They're on lockdown here. Yeah, the winch is indeed dead. We got a better look there. And by a better look, I mean we got a glimpse of like 2 frames of a golden banana. They both are acquiring their 18th GB at about the same time, but in 2 very different locations. They're sort of completing what the other's already done right now, so it's going to be interesting to see what the next dive is. I think the only answer is caves, right? Like, there's nothing else is interesting.
At this moment, I think that caves is just going to be the answer for so much, especially because you're going to get Chunky as well as doing Beetle Race check. When you get Lanky, you'll be able to do Beetle Race check.
You've got a Diddy Shop location hinted Way of the Horde. That's probably Chunky. And then with Chunky, what can you do in caves that could get you Lanky? Not much, I don't think.
You could maybe swing by Metal check, but that's about it at the moment.
I'm really not sure you can get the medal without one of, like, Triangle or Punch. You might need more. Barrels helps a lot. I'm not sure how many freestanding medals there are. Punch locks a fair bit of chunky stuff in here. Getting to 40 CBs is going to be a tall order, but we'll see if they can find a way to sneak out this medal. It is not Chunky on... So Caves Candy Diddy is hinted, but it is not Chunky there, so something Way of the Horde is in that cave shop. That's actually kind of big. As Ventus gives us our first look in caves. Nothing exciting. Nothing else exciting in that shop, though. This check. I hate this cave so much. A good full clear of caves. You're missing so many things, it's just good practice to clear everything out. However, with Chunky, they could, in theory, run back to Forest whenever they feel like and probably go pick up Key 5. Key 5 is probably on Forest Funky, and with Key 5, you get 10 more hints. That is a substantial amount of hints.
Yes, especially because you're at the point where you're kind of just grinding out what your various checks are going to be, and we also don't know what our Helm order is, and we're still wondering if not having guitar is going to, how much time that's going to cost by missing that.
Right. The hints could point him back there at some point, but there's nothing. No hints are being terribly suggested at the moment that you need to go back to the lighthouse for any reason. So it's a little rough. That's the main difference between right now. It's Shady's got guitar and Ventus is trucked on ahead into caves.
Ventus having Chunky, I think that it's really hard to say at this moment in time who is ahead, because each streamer is missing something important that the other has. While I'm not, as we were saying, we're not 100% that guitar is going to be Way of the Horde, it's a fair assumption that it's semi-important.
This is certainly interesting that Ventus has run away from Candy where the Way of the Horde is. I don't agree with that. I would definitely run right to Candy first. Igloos is hinted. The Igloo is hinted, but I mean, it's a shop item. You know you can buy it. Let's see what comes of this. What is this minigame Shady's doing? There's your Strong Kong. Alright, that's an Igloo check, so...
That could be what was hinted in Igloo. That could also be bait.
Strong Kong for DK rule. Let's see. So Strong Kong for DK rule. Mini Monkey is for DK rule. Castle Underground for DK rule. So maybe Castle Underground has Peanut and like the library has... Maybe the library has one of the two. Oh, that is a purple vial in the Monkey Port Igloo. That is saxophone in that Igloo.
We also saw that Lanky 5-door ship has a potion in it for Tiny.
Hey,
so this is all fascinating all around.
Lanky's 5-door ship had something?
Yeah, Shady just pulled it up, went into Diddy's and saw that Lanky 5-door ship has a purple vial.
That's Monkey Port. We know that is Monkey Port because... the Monkey Port Igloo has another purple vial, which has to be Sax, because it can't be Monkey Port. So, we have identified the purple vial locations. And you know you need Monkey Port, so... Whoa, better go scoop that up. This is a Way of the Horde item that Ventus is buying right now. What do we got? With this, you will have to purchase it. Press A. Oh, Lord.
Chippy Charge. We're already starting strong with this seed.
Here we go again. Oh no. I did say Diddy Candy, I was lying, is Donkey. That's just me reading my notes poorly. My bad. Turns out when two Kong names start with the letter D, it ruins everything. Unfortunate. No matter, we press on. Charge, Way of the Horde. Why? We have no idea. As we learned yesterday, there are not that many charge checks, so we'll see what comes of that. It could be Underground for, like... Castle Underground for, like, Diddy Crypt again.
We also have, since we know that Chimpy Charge is Way of the Horde and ShadyMyst has guitar, that would probably push me to check Factory pretty early on to do pin code.
The charge room, yeah. And Ventus takes his Chunky and runs straight to Forest Funky. Off we go.
I agree with this before doing anything else, is immediately getting my known Way of the Horde hint.
Oh yeah, I love that. I love that. And I don't think there's anything else to do in Forest. I guess the Owl Tree, but you gotta pull Lanky at some point, and you're looking for chunky moves to get Lanky, I think. I don't think you can get Lanky at the moment. GB for the worm, nothing interesting. You gotta be careful not to skip that text box. It is a complete disaster sometimes when you skip it. What do we got here? A key? Perfect.
So that's going to open up Zone 6 and 7, which are another 9 to 10 hints. Well, 10 hints because we have Featherbow, so we'll be able to get the back Aztec lobby hint.
Very nice, very nice. I'll be happy to see that.
So what do you think Zone 6 is going to be as opposed to Zone 7?
I don't know.
If Zone 6 is Japes, that means that Super Simian Slam makes a lot of sense without needing Super Duper. But if it's Zone 7 that's Japes, then we might run into some issues.
You might run into some minecart issues, perhaps. The hillside also has something for Key 8, so a Japes 7 would be spicy.
Yeah. That would point to needing Super Duper Simian Slam if Japes is 7.
Possibly. It's hard to say, because there's plenty of stuff on the hillside that doesn't need a slam, so it's kind of like a crapshoot.
Omega has forsaken all of us and not peeked what the bean had.
Can you? Can you do it without the sniper? Oh yeah, sniper. Never mind. Oh my god, how could you do that? Alright, let's see what we got. What is level 7? It is Japes. Which means we have Aztec 6. Alright, what are our hints? This is gonna be big. He needs it to point him back to Lighthouse area. Well, that's not great. Oh, testing Lanky K rule? That's just barrels, so... Testing Tiny K rule? Okay. You have everything you need for Tiny K rule, so that led to Feather somehow on the... Feather... What? I don't know if I get that one. Oh, you needed diving, so that's diving. Diddy, Donkey, Lanky. Okay. So we need bongos, guitar, and trombone. However, Diddy is the first room, so it's not quite a disaster. We know we need guitar, but because you can get the guitar hint relatively easily in Helm. So if Ventus is a little bit is missing guitar for a while, he can get bailed out by Helm.
Llama Temple being dead is very good.
That's very good for Ventus as well, because that's all guitar locked, so...
We also know that something in Owl Tree is path to 8, so I'm inclined to believe that we're going to be doing the Wabbit Waste at this point.
Oh, Wabbit Waste. Unfortunately, those K-Rule hints don't really tell you all that much besides what your K-Rule fight is. Our K-Rule fight is Diddy, Lanky, Tiny in some order. So we need Trombone, we need Peanut, we need Rocket Barrel.
Helm is Diddy, Lanky, Tiny.
Ooh, Castle Rooms. Castle Rooms Foolish is good. No, Helm is Diddy, Donkey, Lanky.
Beg pardon.
K-Rule is Diddy, Lanky, Tiny in some order. Castle Rooms Foolish is great. That kills your... That should save some help. Ooh, Japes Forest lobbies? I don't think we found anything in the lobbies yet. Maybe that's charge? Maybe it's right here. That tells me, ooh, I gotta rain these gongs ASAP. Yep. Where are you going, bud? Turn around.
My guy. No.
Gongs.
Please. I beg you.
31.
Hype chest dead.
Hype chest is dead. Tragic. 31 to get into Aztec.
Beehive Way of the Horde. Interesting.
Ooh, and that requires Super Duper. So, we need that second slam somehow. And the other lobbies are foolish. Oh. Only kills Helm lobby, so goodbye. Unfortunate. We know we need Super Duper. Where the heck is it? We've got a fair few... we got a fair few... Actually, wait a minute. It is not the lobby charge check. Ooh, that's not great. That's pretty bad, even. Actually, for our Way of the Hordes, we only have the Hive as Way of the Horde right now. Is our only unsolved Way of the Horde, so that is gonna be that's gonna be tricky business there.
And we need Super Duper Simian Slam in order to get to it, so we're in a very peculiar situation at this point.
Okay, Ventus runs to the Galleon lobby. He's like, I can do this lobby check. I need to check this right now. What do we got here? So he's got the early info, and that's gonna possibly propel him further ahead. Big emphasis on possibly, because missing that guitar is definitely a scary situation, and he's not going into Galleon for it, so he'll be waiting around a while for that. And now he's got a deep think. Where do you go here? Where do we go here? Fungi lobby hype. Oh yes. There is a world where we see the lobby check of Legends.
Goodness gracious.
There is a world, but there's equally a world where it's like Punch or something. Or a trombone, which they know they need trombone anyway. I think the trombone pad is probably the most likely scenario, but unclear.
It's the least cruel.
Yeah, it's it is the most generous of them, perhaps. There's another guitar check for Shady. Let's see if this turns into anything.
Doing the battle arena that most people forget exists. That's easily accessible.
Great call to remember this. Great memory on this one.
It doesn't pay off, but it's still interesting nonetheless. But, well, 5 seconds to get a free GB. Never mind, it totally paid off.
Yeah. Not too bad, not too bad.
Not at all.
So they have all their key hints, they have all their K-Rule hints. I'm trying to think what the Rocket Barrel hint is. I think the Rocket Barrel hint is another way of the Horde. So, if they pull that, then that might be nice. But they cannot. They lack Rocket Barrel. Igloo is on the path to Diddy K-Rule. So that Strong Kong is interesting. I'm thinking, well, it's not library anymore. Castle rooms are foolish. Is that Strong Kong bait? Is it something else in the Igloo? Not Thornvine. We've seen that. It's not Crusher. Production's foolish. Is it something in Aztec?
We do know that because Diddy is Way of the Horde, our streamers are going to need to get Rocket Barrel to begin with. So that hint is very, very, very live.
Something is afoot. And it could be the Sax and the Igloo as well that they can't get right now. But then that raises the question, where's Trombone? Where is Trombone? I think Trombone is the linchpin of the seed right now, because that locks the Caves Cabin that we're kind of thinking might be it. The Caves Cabin that might have something.
And it also points to Rabbit Race, which is in our Owl Tree. Yeah, Trombone is absolutely, at this point, going to be the thing that affects the rest of the seed.
Right, so where is the Trombone? That is a huge poll if anyone can come up with it. Where would I go looking for it?
I would go through everything that has a zone is Way of the Horde. So I believe we had one of the metals checks, which we do have a partial resolution for, but that would be where I'd personally immediately backtrack to fully clear that zone.
Maybe you're thinking Galleon metals then?
Probably,
Galleon metals we only pulled Sniper out of. We only got 2 of the metals, I think. You can get Chunky's metal now. You can probably get Tiny's metal with Chunky as well. With Chunky plus Pineapple. I think Tiny's metal is likely available. Oh, and Feather too. That probably helps a lot. This is a tough call. This is tricky. And then there's a question of, do you need Lanky? I think the answer is yes, because Balloon is needed. Yeah, you need Lanky for Helm. Yeah, so you definitely do need Lanky at some point. And to get Lanky, you need Chunky in Caves, so you need something. But that something could be in Castle. Your 5th Kong's moves could be, or things you need to unlock your 5th Kong can be in level 5. So it could be that Castle is holding your triangle, your punch, your something you need to get Lanky. I think Castle's really tempting here right now, actually. Castle's got a lot of appeal to it. underground hinted for DK roll, so that could be your peanut or your rocket barrel. The rooms are foolish, but nothing else is, so I think there's probably something in the castle waiting for you. I did not catch how expensive it was.
I'm also inclined to go back to do caves a little bit more. Well, it's so close because we know we need to get one more move with Chunky to really do anything in caves. It's just a matter of which move we find first and where it could possibly be.
Ventus is back in Galleon. This is his chance to go scoop up his guitar that he missed. I don't suppose anyone saw what the cost to enter castle was, because that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. They got a ton of GBs early, and then things have kind of dried up since. They're making good pace, but they were making breakneck pace early, so...
And we finally have our bean check, and it is just a GB. RIP, bean levers.
That is unfortunate. Yeah, Ventus is definitely being thorough here and clearing out metals. He's scooping up all the metals he can think of right now. Getting as many GBs or CBs as possible. No, go the other way.
Please,
Stop.
I beg you.
I beg you! There's like a 10-pack of Chunkies in the bottom of the lighthouse, so he might be thinking those, and now he's gonna get these. He's gonna get the 15 in the sunken ship here, and he's gonna get his medal and leave. That is tragic. But even if you do solve this, you get key 7 at, like, your best reward into this is key 7, so, like, that's not really that interesting. That doesn't really help you any. So it's something you had to do, so it's, like, good to do, but, like, not that helpful.
With getting key 7 here, that does allow you to peek Helm Lobby to immediately figure out where Gurlagon is. But that being said, you're going to need to pick up Gurlagon regardless. So
right.
A nudge in the correct direction to get something that you will need is moderately helpful, all things considered.
But the Gurlagon hint is a long way off. They need way more GBs to get that. They need 60 GBs to get that Gurlagon hint. And the lobby is foolish itself, so it's like not actually that interesting to get to.
Fair enough.
So you may pull your... Okay, he's going to the lighthouse. Where are you going? No, stop. Don't raise the water. Okay, he's not raising the water. Does he remember the alcove?
He's going after his metal check, which I agree.
Yes, this is good. This could be key
going.
7.
Please do it. There we go.
There we go. Nice.
And now he's remembering the alcove.
And he's going right to it. Perfect. Alright, he is in excellent shape right now. And he's using charge. Oh my god. He's like me. Randomly, accidentally using charge. Shady taking a moment to reconcile all his hints because this is a bit of a doozy.
Absolutely. I think right now, with guitar in your possession, it's a matter of, if I was Omega, I'd be going back and doing every single guitar check that I have access to.
Yeah, guitar is like, oh crap, I gotta go back to the igloo, maybe I gotta go to a cabin or something.
Omega's going right back to caves, which I agree with, who's probably going to end up doing igloo, which is unfortunately dead, but that's definitely the correct move to make.
Or he gets the hint. Or no, he doesn't have the hint. Okay. We got our first look at castle, or at least our first like good look at the castle blocker is 28. They're very close. Shady might be coming in here to dump and go into castle. That would probably put him in the lead again. Maybe he gets into castle first. Ventus is very light on blueprints, so he has 23 GBs, but he only has 1 blueprint marked, so... And Shady gets bailed out with a very cheap GB here, so that's 26. Does he dump his 2 tinies and go into castle? I would send it. He's thinking something else. He's thinking factory. Maybe he's thinking he wants to clear out testing? Because you have testing hinted for Lanky K roll and Tiny K roll, and those are both solved, but if you clear out your hinted regions, you might find something more.
We also do have Chimpy Charge is important, so pin code is very live right now.
Right, and we've talked on and on about how trombone is super important, and Lanky K rule hints can point to trombone. So it's possible that barrels and trombone are both in testing, which would make that hint very, very unfortunate, but maybe he wants to clear out testing. He's got Feather now to clear out the last testing check, I think.
For those of you just tuning in, this is Donkey Kong 64 Randomizer. This is part of our Season 2 race qualifiers. If you are enjoying watching this or would like to participate or even just check out the game in general, go to DK64Randomizer.com. That splat up there is definitely one that I always forget exists, especially with vanilla splat locations.
That's a sneaky one. It's also a pain to get to. You can do some weird things with like boulders and twirl, or like you jump off like Funky's roof with twirl. It's really hard.
I think the one that always gets me is that you can just barely make it with Baboon Balloon off of level 2 of the ice castle. You can just barely eke your way over there, but it's just so frustrating to set up, and if you miss it, it's 30 seconds to reset.
JD enjoying the good hit detection wheel.
And it pays off.
Whoa!
Simeon Spring, alright. Well,
okay.
That does put us back in logic, because we needed Simeon Spring in order to get at least one move from Block Tower. I forget what it was, but I'll pull up my list right now.
That was barrels up top. And barrels you need for Lanky K roll, so that kind of now doubly solves your Lanky K roll hint. So
Simeon Spring being live does mean that I would personally make sure to do all my spring checks as well.
I don't know. I really don't know how important spring is, because you know it already got you barrels, and barrels is just like definitely needed. He's going to charge. He's doing the charge checks. Oh well, they're both doing it right now. Whoa! High five in the charge room. What's good? What's here? Clear vial. Oranges.
Orange throwing, which is also semi-hinted, like could possibly be Way of the Horde, and because we have guitar, that does mean that going back to caves and doing Diddy's 5-door cabin lower is a very good idea.
R&D, and with spring you could do. No, you can't do upper. But spring could be looking at upper too. I mean, we're getting lost in the sauce here a little bit, I think, because R&D is hinted, but we also found a slam, and we know we need a slam for something. So I don't think we're doing too much with this oranges. I'm not convinced that this oranges is needed. But it's something to do while you're working your way up to castle, so Ventus decides, I do want this. I would like to see this right now. Thank you.
I definitely agree with this check.
Yeah, I think it's probably worth it. It's probably the best thing he can do right now.
With the blueprint dump, ShadyMyst now is 28, so he's going to be off to Castle very soon.
Oh, he did a blueprint dump? Excellent, excellent. He's going to Castle. Let's go. Making quick work of this lower cabin. He's doing this excellently. Good use of oranges and guns. Oh, a little fadeaway jumper. Let's go.
Interesting thing to note for everybody in the chat. The timer does say that it will expire in 28 seconds. If you have an animation of a dying enemy, for example, that Robo Claptrap, and it goes past 0, that does mean that you would consider to be failed the zone.
Basically just hack a second or two off your timer, and that's probably a little more accurate.
It's brutal. I've definitely done that. I've done that myself, where it's like, no, I got them all, finally. What do you mean I lose?
That room sucks. There's a rocket barrel pad in there. That does not help you any. It is not. It's like horrible. It's just all in your orange throwing skill. Alright, Castle Underground checks. What do we have? Do we have something interesting? Show me the money. Okay, that's not money.
That, however, is money.
Can you cancel shots? Oh, money.
We do have Super Simian Slam, and we also did get Sniper Scope somewhere, so perhaps Peanuts could be important in order to get the Diddy Underground check, but we're also still missing Peanuts.
I don't think Sniper's important anymore because we got Key 7 off the medals. That sort of reduces that basically removes the importance of Sniper. I don't think Sniper has any particular importance anymore. But there's no way they're skipping Donkey Dungeon.
Oh no, it's
not
the
after
most
not after the incident.
Not after the incident. Omega having discovered that they are too shy in order to enter castle.
Yeah, but he's got one blueprint. Oh no. He's gonna go scrounging for the last one. Or he's going to discover he's too shy here. Maybe he didn't look. He's going for Rooster, probably? Okay.
We're now going to get... Oh, Gorilla Gun!
Whoa!
That's a great get. Holy smokes.
On Roof Dirt. Roof Dirt enjoyers. That is brutal.
That would mean that, I mean, we already knew that Rocket Barrel was Way of the Horde, but, or like, was going to be important for this, but wow, that's another Rocket Barrel check that's like semi-unhinted.
It also puts, well, I guess, it's actually, oh, twirl across the chasm for something. It doesn't actually put anything new on the path to Key 8, though, which is interesting. You already, well, it puts barrels on the path to Key 8, but that's not terribly exciting. Trombone, you already know you need it for Helm. Rocket Barrel, you already know you need it for Helm. And so, like, there's not actually a ton of new information off that Gorilla Gun. That's actually a pretty good pull. Because all of the stuff on the path to Key 8 is going to be is already used for Key 8. So there's no way to, like, derive Roof Dirt as your check. Or as an important check. You have to basically randomly find it, and he just pulled it. And that's actually pretty solid for him. Maybe a little chunky minecart angle? Nope. We have one Way of the Horde unresolved. That is the Tiny Hive. And we've got, ooh, Triangle. That might be enough to get you... Is that enough to get you your medal in Caves? I think that's enough to get Chunky's medal in Caves, as well as beat the Rabbit. So I think that'll get you Lanky. I think that Triangle's a huge pull, I think.
Yeah, I think, though, with that said, I think Triangle without Gorilla Gon does lock off 20 colored bananas, so it's just a matter of can you get those last however many colored bananas you're missing right now without having either Punch or Gorilla Gon to pick up the 20 CBs in Chunky 5-door cabin. It's
tough. There's a balloon to help you in the Igloo, and Igloo is again hinted, so that's pretty appealing to go check, but is oh boy. Is something back there? Did he see something that I saw? Nope, that's a GB. Well, I guess it's slim pickings for GBs, so he's going for it anyway. Or, oh my goodness, he's playing with fire. He's moving
that
like I am.
Bold strategy right there.
He's got movement like I do, which is to say, wild, crazy, and aggressive. I love it. You shoot first and ask questions later on your movement. You just get there and hope it works out in the end. That's my philosophy on movement in this game. I just kind of like just try and make it work, and it succeeds sometimes. Ventus trying to follow his Strong Kong hint from the Igloo, but it could be that it's not. Could be that the Igloo is not just for Strong Kong. The saxophone is lurking in the Igloo. The hidden move, the hidden knife. That could be the game changer if it's saxophone. But the other game changer, trombone, nowhere to be seen. Same with Lanky. We have a pretty good idea where Lanky is, but can't do it. So Shady has decided that triangle is enough of a reward from Castle, and he is leaving. He's not climbing the castle right now. He is very happy with his triangle. He's going to go get Lanky. We're going to go try and get Lanky.
At the very least, we now have 2 chunky checks that you can very easily clear through, which could possibly point to Lanky. Lanky
is freed by Chunky in caves, so with 2 more Lanky checks, I think it's 2. I'm not sure you get the medal. I'm not certain you get the medal. I'm pretty sure you definitely get the Igloo, but I'm not certain you get the medal. We'll have to see how many he has. How many bananas he has. Oh, there's another 5-pack. Okay, you might need that 5-pack, my guy. There you go. Oh, he's not close at all. Because you're only getting 10 out of this Igloo. Is there another 8 somewhere? I think it's all punch locked.
The question, I don't know if they did the clear or did a dump with Chunky yet or not, so it's hard to say the number of colored bananas that you have access to at this moment in time, or what your total is.
You might have checked the boss, but you do get odd numbers with Chunky here because of the weird numbers of strings, or the weird strings of CBs you have behind punch walls. But this rabbit could have Lanky, who we know we need.
Interesting strategy to let the rabbit suffer.
I mean, that's fine. He can take 5 hits, which is hilarious.
This game is great.
Yeah. for all the super hard checks, every so often there's just a super easy check for no reason. You got Lanky, bud? Does the main character hold Lanky today? He does!
So he holds Lanky in order to possibly race Lanky later.
Yeah.
Which is bold to say the least.
That's actually a very strong contender for something I would do now.
We also, while we're here, we should definitely do Beetle Race.
I think Beetle Race is a great check. Unfortunately, without Trombone, you can't get into the Caves cabin, so you just kind of hope it's not that. Beetle Race would satisfy both Sprint and Balloon, so this would be just as good. But you know you need Trombone anyway for a couple things? Well, maybe. Well, yes, you definitely need it for a couple things. Oh, we never even checked the ice... Oh, I guess he didn't have Lanky. Alright, I'm dumb. Never mind, ignore me. This is the first time he could have checked this ice castle, so this is a good, good dive. But it's jump. I think Ventus is still climbing to 28. He's got enough now. I think he's at 29, so he should be able to go into castle soon. What does the beetle have? Here we go. Junk! Oh! It's not the beetle.
We still have Sprint that is very, very live right now.
We have an unresolved Sprint. We have an unresolved Sprint.
I'm still leaning on Wabbit.
Oh, Wabbit Waste. He is the main character. No beetle racing today.
ShadyMyst doing the strategy that I was talking about before, where you can just eke it out with Baboon Balloon to get up here.
It works great until the Kasplat doesn't cooperate, and then you
absolutely not.
You are just in absolute pain. All right, so they've. Oh boy, what's the next go-to? Oh gosh, this is a tricky business.
Going after Metal here with Lanky feels good, just because it's a clear that you already have access to.
Does he have enough? I guess so.
He's got.
Go to the start of the level.
Oh wow. Maybe? Yeah, he's at 35 right now, and I feel like if you got 35, you probably have 40.
He's buying GBs pretty aggressively here because he can. He might be trying to push to Japes. I think that's the next play. For unresolved stuff, we have an unresolved Owl Area Key 8. We have an unresolved Hillside Key 8. We have an unresolved Japes Forest Lobbies Key 8. We have an unresolved Sprint need. We have an unresolved Balloon need. And we are missing Trombone, Bongos, Monkey Port, and Rocket Barrel, and Peanut. Okay, that match is 5-5 right now, so I think Japes is a really strong contender for your best play right now. Oh, we also have the Hive that's unresolved. Oh, and the second Slam, so that makes 6.
We also
Matches
need...
perfectly, hang on. Oh boy.
Yeah. We also need to get... Trombone right now kind of unlocks Saxophone.
Right,
which...
we know where Monkey Port is. We know where Saxophone is. And they're both Trombone locked. Or at least Trombone locks Monkey Port, and Monkey Port locks Sax.
Omega going back and doing good hit detection wheel, which we did know had something important in it, which brings us Spring, which gets us back into logic for barrel throwing.
Huzzah. Not the red vial you wanted to see, though. You wanted to see either of the other two pretty badly. Man, this is
Peeking the Diddy 5-door cabin upper is always a good idea. Just at least gets you an idea of if this is worth coming back to or not. And the peak is also 2 seconds. See exactly. Went in, saw it was a crown, don't need it, time to leave.
Well, the speed of the peak is based on the size of the item, and the crowns are big boys, so you know instantly. I like how you can see like keys like peek out of the grate, like, oh, that's my guy! That's it! And now it is Shady's turn to venture into the lower cabin for some junk, while Ventus is getting his first look at Castle. Precision orange throwing. All important. The slowest explosive barrel alive. Oh, a little bit of a knock. There we go.
Knock once again.
The ruler's getting out of here. He's ignoring the explodey boy. A little fadeaway jumper. Let's go. Just run into him. Let him blow up on you. You can tank it. That is a slow death animation. That's horrifying.
Just wait for you to complete the thing and have that as your last kill, and then not. And then just not.
Yeah. Brutal. Ventus going into the lower cave first. He's not going to find anything in the mausoleum. Disappointing. I don't believe Shady checked DK minecart.
Me either.
And we did get grabbed very early. Is there a world where grab turns up? Oh. A little oopsie in the hands. Those hands. Man, catching those hands. That's tough. And Ventus decides he's caught those hands. They got hands. Oh. Mausoleum got hands. Alright, I had to workshop that joke. Forgive me. It'll be better for the next time it's relevant.
ShadyMyst going through with the lobby check. While we know that's junk, that's absolutely the correct move logically to make if you know that something in the lobby is important.
Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
We have Omega, who's going to do minecart, which is always an interesting check to do.
A wordy check. It's mostly painful to get here. Once you get here, it's not too bad, but... Yeah, it's not too long a check anymore. Been shortened a bit. Question. Have we found a use for pineapple?
We did. We had to get to the back half. We had to get to Funky in Forest.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
Trying to look through all the way the horde stuff we have and make sure that it's all accounted for. That's the easy way to boost.
Rainbow coin on Castle minecart.
Dead. Goodbye. It's also possible you need a pineapple for like the Chunky Metal and Galleon, but that's just key 7, so I kind of doubt it. Shady's coming back here for his key 7, so he'll be pretty happy to see that. I wonder if you... No, you can't push Helm for... You can't push Helm for the trombone hint. Or the bongos hint. Well, you can't push Helm for the trombone hint because Monkey Port is locked by trombone. So you can't even get into Helm until you find trombone. There's so much unresolved hint stuff, though, that I don't think I would be super worried about not having a ton of things. You're missing a lot of information. You're missing a lot of hillside, like Jape's Hillside, the Owl Tree, wherever Grape is. Whatever's in the Jape's Forest lobbies, you still have no idea. It's kind of looking like every gun is going to be required, which has implications for legendary checks. Ventus is getting his 30th GB here, while Shady is rocketing ahead to 41.
Good insight.
Woo. I'm not fast enough with my trigger mutes. It's unfortunate.
So I think that ShadyMyst is going to right now push to complete the metal checks for Chunky especially, or really any Kong that he has over here, those are all very good things to do.
Oh yeah. Clearing out your medals, your hinted medals, and he'll be rewarded with key 7, so he'll be happy to see that, but it doesn't really help him at the moment. Like, key 7 isn't all that important. The lobby it unlocks is foolish, so that's completely useless. You can't even get up there. It's just all in the trombone. Where's the trombone? He could be pushing to Japes. I think it's really tempting to dump and get into Japes, I think. I keep saying this. It's really tempting to just dump and go. It's very tempting to play aggressive here, I think. Just dump to get to 46. Japes is 46, so he definitely has the stuff for it. He's got enough... He has enough blueprints marked. I'm not sure how he's managed his dumps on marking his tracker, but...
My question at this point is, what's the payoff for doing Hillside? The things that are easily available right now without Super Duper is going to be Diddy Cage, and, well, both Diddy Cage hints is going to be what we're looking at right now. Without Peanuts, we can't get what's on top of the mountain. Without Super Duper, we still have those 4 cages that are locked, or 3 cages that are locked. It's interesting regardless what we have right in front of us.
Lowlands is foolish. Jape's CBs are foolish. Yeah, maybe it's not that great, but you have Hillside, you have the crown, two items in the cage, and the dirt patch. So you actually have 4 like very accessible checks, and you have like 4 like pretty locked checks. So it's kind of a push, I think. 5, I think.
ShadyMyst right here doing the jump that nobody gets the first. No one gets first try.
It's so hard, and for what? This must be for GBs because he knows the treasure room is foolish. So I think he's thinking Japes, which I kind of agree with. Or maybe he's thinking like the tiny balloon in there or something for the tiny metal. But he's about to just pull it out of the chunky metal here if he grabs a few more. Okay, maybe he needs many more.
And there's key 7.
Love to see it, love to see it.
Omega's going back and getting the barrel that is across Tiny Chasm.
The all-important triangle. Triangle, he'll probably run back to caves, he'll get his family, and he'll be cruising along. Hype chest is dead. There's not going to be anything in here. It's all going to be junk.
Could also be golden bananas, which, since you do need 60, golden bananas that are just this free is, while it's not a great idea, it's not a terrible idea.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's the best density in the game, I think. rivaling shops on density. Very good. Looking like Blueprint, GBGB. I don't know what was in the close left one, but he was largely junk. I'm surprised he's not getting the Blueprint. I feel like that's worth it.
Especially at this point in the seed, you still need blueprints. Or, need is a strong word, but blueprints definitely will help you when you get to Helm.
And it's junk. Alright, so he doesn't want blueprints. Alright, so 45, he needs one more to get into Japes. He might just dump one and call it a day. Or, oh, he's gonna get the Sprint Cage one. So, that'll do. Probably a little bit faster than dumping. This is a good memory recall. And indeed, Ventus is running back into caves, and he's like, oh, it's time to get lanky.
Both streamers are pretty much... I would say that Shady is maybe 5 minutes ahead of Omega. It's very close regardless.
I think Shady is a pretty solid lead here. Oh, he's getting his monkey port hint. I mean, we kind of know where it is. You can piece it together from the purple vials we've seen. Did he get a look at the ship, I think? Wait.
Jungle Japes with Tiny?
Alright, who's lying to me?
Something's wrong here. I think it's entirely possible that it was me who completely misread Lanky 5-door ship having something.
Might not have been a purple vial on the 5-door ship. That's definitely Sax in the igloo, though. Definitely. So it's possible Monkey Port is in the hills, or oh, it's possible Monkey Port is in the hive, and that you don't need Sax at all. That's a world we could live in. And Lanky in the igloo for Ventus. He's chilling.
So going and doing Japes Hillside and just confirming if we do truly need Super Duper or not is definitely a move.
Uh-oh, is that Grape in the Hillside? Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Lowlands are foolish, Underground is not, so probably a good dive into the Underground here. A little pearl in the rock. Do a little mining.
As we know, colored bananas are dead, and it appears that Shady has enough golden bananas, so at this point it's just a matter of going as fast as possible.
Oh yeah, it does not need to spare the random stray GBs. All the checks he'll do should be able to pull up enough stuff. Nothing there. I think it's still worth grabbing like these in the Underground, but they're not like super interesting. These are probably faster than any alternative GBs you can get. Nothing in Chunky's 5-door cabin, good check from Ventus, but he actually could do it. He's got Girl going. He does not. He's gonna have to piece that one together. Although Roof Dirt is not
it's a check. It's definitely a check that someone can do.
It's gonna be nearly directly hinted though, because he's gonna get a hint. It's like on a dirt patch in Isles, and he's checked 3 of them, and 1 is Foolish, and no, he's checked 4 of them. 1 is Foolish, and the last one is Roof Dirt. So it basically runs you straight to Roof Dirt. Nothing in the crown. Uh-oh, Hillside, come on. Look alive, Hillside. I didn't see anything in the Diddy room.
Me either. Oh, that's tragic.
There is one more bit of hope, and that is the dirt patch. That is it. You just really hope it's there. Otherwise, that is pretty likely Grape Shooter in the Hillside. He's not going to the dirt. Where are you going, my guy?
Please.
I beg you. Uh-oh. Well, in any case, it's probably just Grape Shooter in the Hillside. That's something we know we need. Just a matter of getting everything in the right order at this point. Well, maybe. there might be someone who did things that leave some final surprises for us. We shall see.
There's a potion. That's interesting.
Is this super duper? This could be super duper.
It's not.
An instrument upgrade. Oh.
It's super duper instrument upgrade.
Oh no. That's so sad. Opening the cages anyway is sensible, even if you can't actually do anything with them.
It's worth it just to get the colored bananas that are there, as well as we have Vanta Black Rambi today.
Void Rambi. The CBs aren't all that interesting because they're foolish anyway, so not too helpful. Maybe we got something in the hive area. We know the hive is needed, but we don't have super duper for it, so perhaps the tunnel delivers, perhaps the stump.
We also do know that we need to do beehive. So this is all interesting all around. Imagine if it's Hunky Chunky check here.
Ventus ran back to Galleon. I think he's just collecting GBs at this point. That's gotta be what he's up to. Just collecting anything he can. I mean, if it's Hunky Chunky here, I think people will be very tempted to break out the Forbidden Boulder tech. And that's all you can do in Japes. Man, that Japes is a dud. What do I know? So much for my knowledge. That's
did either player get that dirt patch?
In Hillside?
Yes.
Nope. Ventus hasn't been there, and he just didn't. Shady just did not look at the dirt patch.
Absolutely brutal.
That is we'll see. It remains to be seen how scary that is, but oh boy, the dirt can get you. The dirt knows. Right, I'm afraid we may have an unhinted trombone. Where could it possibly be at this point? Japes Forest lobbies. There's nothing they can do. They need punch, they need trombone, they need punch, trombone, or 2 guns. I think that's it. They got nothing out of the lobby so far. Or bongos, actually. Oh gosh. They know they need something for that. They know they need something for Hillside, specifically Super Duper, to pull that, It could be Peanut for Hillside as well. It could be the top of the mountain. But the blue vial is very interesting in Hillside. That could be trombone. That could be grape. Oh man, if that's trombone, that's actually brutal. And then the owl tree has something, which we need grape for, so 100% there. Oh man, this sucks.
We might end up with a situation where our streamers go to Helm, complete it, get Lankies, because it's the 3rd one, and then find out where it is, and then have to work backwards to get it from there.
This certainly is a situation. That's for sure.
Oh, they can't even do that because we need Diddy, and Diddy needs Rocket Barrel in order to open that up, so
and you need Monkey Port, which is super duper locked.
Oh, goodness gracious. This is definitely a seed that has been rolled today.
We have a seed of all time. This is one of them. They do have a lot of useful foolishes. Castle Room's foolish is pretty good. Mama Temple foolish is good. Oh, is it Aztec? I don't want to go Aztec now. I think Aztec is your best density.
I think Aztec as well. It's weird having it not be hinted for anything, which... It's all just at this point who wants to make the best guess.
Yeah, it's density, right? And somehow they both high-five in the trash can at the same time because of that. How odd.
The synchronicities.
How strange. Ventus still has some catching up to do on GBs, but that kind of works in his favor. If it's a little bit of casino, then it kind of works in his favor. He's got time to catch up as he just clears more of the game. Aztec at 31 is also, like, kind of cheap. Ventus could go there right now if he wanted to. They both could. You know, You guys do have sprint. You could use the sprint barrel in here. You run pretty fast with it. I hear it's pretty quick. A modest proposal. Alright, well, what do I know? They're having a good time.
They're all just happy to be here right now.
They're doing they're doing stretching exercises for Lanky. Right, he's got to stretch his arms some. He's got to stay elastic. Brown have anything? The greenhouse any interest in? I say dismissively in an attempt to summon an important item into existence. Here it is, right here, super duper. Okay, I tried. I tried pretty hard there. I gotta recharge. Give me a minute. I'll manifest it in due time.
So, Lorak, where did you end up placing Super Duper Simian Slam this seed?
Aztec Funky. That's my
okay.
That's my cult shot.
Fair enough.
I was really hoping it was just on the metal right there, just to prove me wrong instantly. That would have been very funny.
That would have been perfect.
Alrighty, climbing the castle. Doing your chores. They don't have Rocket Barrel to help them out here. They're doing this entirely for roof dirt. That's it. They had one roof dirt deliver. Perhaps the second. Here we go. Synchronized Super Duper Simian Slam. Let's go.
Goodness great. And
what a sink.
Yeah.
And it's junk. Ventus is not going to Aztec. He took the 2 warp. He baited me. That's so mean.
How dare you?
Oh, maybe he is going to Aztec. He ran into the Aztec lobby entrance and was like, wait, this is an Aztec? He's thinking Aztec. Alright, excellent. Here we go.
While he's here, he could also do Chunky Triangle Pad.
Did he already do it? Maybe. Hopefully. Nope. Off we go. Don't need it. It's probably junk. Aztec, what do you got for us? Oh! Green vial!
Go on.
Punch? Oh.
Wow. Oh no.
Punch in the castle surroundings. That gets them the factory lobby kasplat.
But Omega missed it. Oh.
A check in a hinted region. There we go. Yeah, he missed something else, and he missed something else. It's the way of the beast. But he does have Gorilla Gon as an advantage. That is his saving grace. That is not so tricky, not so easy to. Well, I mean, the hint is gonna send Shady right there pretty quickly, so it's not too much of an advantage, but he's really hoping to pull a proper advantage out of Aztec here. If he pulls a slam or trombone, he is up good. He's up real good. And with punch, we get a little crypt check, right? Like this. Underground is on the path to DK rule. And there's a potion here! Could it be this is just Peanut directly?
Welcome to bonus stage.
Oh my. It's tense. What could we possibly find in this punch barrel? Oh, we got a Hunky Chunky and Aztec. Is that in a shop? Nice. So Ventus now has another advantage on Hunky Chunky at Aztec, but not buried too deeply. But if this is Peanut or Rocket Barrel, this is huge. Oh my goodness! No way! Rocket Barrel in the underground! That's big! That's so huge! If he can pull Monkey Port, he can get the bongo. He can get the trombone hint with that, and the bongo. Or no, he has to get the bongos hint and then get the trombone hint. Oh man, Castle Crypt. That is crazy.
That's a pretty big find.
Basically
unhinted, yeah.
An unhinted punch leading directly to Rocket Barrel. That's crazy. Yeah, your DK rule hints are kind of, man, they're actually pretty good right now because you got DK rule for Castle Underground, Mini Monkey, and the Igloo. The Igloo has pulled Strong Kong, which is pretty uninspiring. Underground has pulled Triangle, but more importantly pulled Rocket Barrel, so that's what the hint is pointing at. And then Mini, what has Mini gotten us? Mini's gotten us a bunch of things, right? Rainbow Coin and DK Minecart, yep. Mini for Feather in the Outskirts.
Mini is also going to be pointing us to Hive area eventually.
Oh, true. Could be in the Hive. Well, that'd be like... Oh, gosh. Maybe that's what's in the Hive area. No, that'd be Monkey... That's Monkey Port in the Hive, right?
I don't know. We also still have... I don't know.
We get our last hint here. Shady's going to get his last hint from the Caves lobby. I think Monkey Port has to be the Hive. And that makes too much sense. It's not Lowlands. It's not Metals. It's not the Hillside Cage. It's not the Stump. It has to be the Hive. Jape's Tiny Time Cage Banana. So that just confirmed that Super Duper is needed. That blue vial in there is needed for sure, 100%.
That's brutal all around. So that's going to be Grape, which gets us to Owltree then, isn't it?
It could be Trombone.
Could be Trombone.
There are two really good blue vials on the hunt.
Still does not... I think it's Grape, because Grape does open up Owltree, which is known, and we do know that we have something back there. So I would like to believe that the game is going to be kind to us in that form or fashion. But who knows?
I would also like to believe that. Watch it be O stand. There is a dud blue vial in the lurking. The O stand is waiting to strike at any moment. Hopefully that's just in Helm and we never have to think about it. Has the Vulture got anything for us? Scooping up a DK metal in caves, alright.
Yeah, and also, well, we already have Chunky's metal, but this is a pretty good check all around.
Just something to do. I don't know. I don't think he's looking for anything in particular at the moment. Surprised he's not run straight to Factory Lobby. That is a big flag for me. Maybe he's going. Oh, he's working his way to the Igloo. It looks like. Oh, we wanted Diddy's metal too with Rocket Barrel. I think he might be scared of a metal right now. Just
hold on.
Oh,
we have an arena that has a white potion in it.
It wasn't the Vulture, but it's the arena. Ventus, are you about to pull Super Duper Simian Slam and just rocket ahead in the seed? This would be a massive pull.
Don't think it is, because you needed Grape logically to get it.
But that could just be. They could just put it as Trombone in the Hillside. So
that would be interesting.
This is still big, and whatever is in.
We would still need Grape regardless, because we need to get to we need to get to Owltree.
You probably need to get to Owltree. I wonder if there's like some out of logic shenanigans that are possible. Oh my god, don't fall off. He's realized that I've checked everything in the Igloo area. There's actually nothing to do here. That's unfortunate. Go to Aztec. Explore. What do we got? Homing ammo.
Brutal.
You love to see it. Here we go. He's got the Factory Lobby check. What is this? This has got to be big. Is this a blue vial? It's blue! Trombone! He's found Trombone!
We are live, folks. We are very, very live.
We're living. All right, where do you take Trombone?
Trombone, you immediately go to...
Galleon?
I think Galleon's the play.
We don't...
We do know that we have that potion in there.
But what is that? Was it another... It might be another blue potion, which would be great. Which could be great. If it's blue, it's great. I don't think it's purple, because we've seen both... We know where both purples are. So we may have confused the color a little bit, but if it's red, it's also great. If it's... I think it must be blue. Galleon 5-door ship is definitely the winner. The other winner, I think, is the Caves Cabin. Or just Caves in general. You check the Caves Cabin and the Caves Igloo. Both of those are good checks, because one points you at... One is Balloon, one is... Oh, it could be the Igloo for Balloon. and the rabbit race for sprint. How funny would that
Don't
be?
forget that we have a hint that's in the Japes Force lobbies, and we now have access to the Japes trombone pad.
The llama is holding a potion up his butt. What could that potion possibly be? That's huge. If Blast turns up, then Ventus is going to have access to another potion that could be very interesting. I don't think it's likely to be anything, but it could be very interesting. Nothing in Cranky. I put all my chips on Funky, so my guy's got to deliver, I believe. But what is in this cabin? We saw something here. It is indeed blue. Is this Grape Shooter?
Oh, maybe, because now we have the ability to. Well, we already knew about going to Japes regardless to go up and get that dirt patch, but that a rank stand is interesting regardless.
That is a disaster. You did not want to see a rank stand there. You really did not want to see a rank stand there. That is a horribly placed rank stand to bait you, tantalize you. It is just on the back of your mind for an hour. You gotta think about it.
Xenernicus, we did get that wrong. That was oopsie on my part.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, with the blue vial and Japes that's way the horde, that kind of had to be Grape now that I think about it. I don't think a blue vial could have actually... Yeah. But you really hoped. You just hoped. You hoped anyway that Grape would turn up to save you from your troubles. Nope, you're still looking for a slam. There's no escape yet. He's taken his homing ammo off to the lanky attic without Grape, so this is not going to be Grape. Not going to be anything even. We need Grape for Owl Tree Path to Key 8. It could be like Bongos is in the Owl Tree. It could be Super Duper is in the Owl Tree. We don't know. We don't know where Bongos is, and we definitely need that, so... Possible Bongos turns up an Aztec or something? That's also possible.
I think right now the play, to me, is to absolutely go to Japes Lobby. Because we did have the lobby Both, and we now have Trombone.
Well, you just pulled Trombone out of a lobby, so it loses some value. Oh boy. This is getting messy in a hurry. Funky? Funky, what do you got? Tell me the goods, Funk. Is Ventus dumping to get to 60?
I think that's a fair play as any.
This is kind of crazy. He doesn't have Rocket Barrel, so like, he's not doing anything in Helm. I don't think there's any point in this yet. I guess it's more efficient than getting single GBs. Dumping blueprints for multiple at a time is certainly
There's
better.
also, I mean, he's also right here, so it's more, I think out of anything, it's just convenience and not forgetting to do it later.
Right. And this effectively catches him up with Shady's GB count, so now they're basically back to dead even. The big difference being the trombone pull out of...
And so I would say that Shady is about 10 minutes ahead just because Shady has trombone as well as Rocket Barrel, and I think that those are going to be the absolute killers right now.
I feel like it's more like a 5-minute ahead thing, but like the lead no, it's not Funky, unfortunate. The lead doesn't start getting cut into unless Ventus goes straight to castle and starts clearing the surroundings. That's what he needs, but he's got Japes to clear as well. He hasn't been to Japes yet, so...
We have the bean, folks. We have found where the bean is. Not gonna
All rise.
I don't believe that they'll be getting it because we are in a race. However, we do know where the bean location is.
They will not be getting that bean, 100%. With O-Stand, maybe you pull something out of this? Nope. Not here.
We're 0 for 1 on polls, so...
Oh boy. Oh boy. O-Stand was... That's rough. It's real rough. Yeah, he's just doing everything now. It's just, what is it? What could it possibly be?
We do also have an unresolved balloon hint, I believe, or potentially an unresolved balloon. So maybe going back to caves right now and doing Lanky's sprint cabin is a good idea.
I think his igloo is actually a really strong contender for at least Peanut, maybe? Because we have igloo hinted for DK rule, and the only thing we pulled out of the igloo so far is Strong Kong, which has turned up absolute bupkis so far. So you take your trombone to the igloo with balloon, it's pretty, maybe we got a little action there. And then the sprint cabin could be its own beast. That could be something good. That's hard to say. This is a tough call, and I don't blame them for just full clearing anyway, because like there's a lot of uncertainty here, and it is entirely possible that it's just they're banking on something else having it. They're almost betting on casino, ironically enough.
Very interesting what both runners are doing. Especially when you hit this point where you're right at the end and fatigue is very much starting to set in. It's a matter of what you're going to luck into.
I actually really like this. I don't think Mini has solved anything for DDK rule yet, so this might be it might be a mini check that pulls Peanuts, and this is a mini check. It's looking, but the spider will also tell you, so step on the just listen to the text, Chief. No worries. Did Ventus get the dirt? Please tell me you got the dirt.
I didn't see it yet.
Oh my god. Guys, I beg you, there's one more hillside check.
He skipped the text.
He skipped that text. Unbelievable. I know you can see if it's a GB down there, so he may have seen, oh, it's not a GB. I gotta do this. Apparently not. And that's, see ya. Alright, not doing it, I guess. All well and good. Alright, this isn't gonna do what he thinks he's gonna do. He cannot escape the mills from either the front or the back unless he goes out the mini hole, so... There ain't nothing. Oh, I guess he can... Oh, this is cheeky. Oh, route through the mills to get to the crusher. Interesting. I like that.
Actually agree with that. That's really smart, and I don't think I would have thought of that myself.
Cheeky, cheeky. Oh my god, please go to the dirt. Alright, he's going this way.
Please.
We need to know. We just need to know. It's just for us. It was a GB on kegs, looks like, or nothing.
No. No.
No, left.
Left. No, why? No!
Left! Oh, man.
They know.
We'll
they
never...
have to know. They know at this point that we're begging for it, right?
He's going to the hive. Oh, boy. Ain't nothing here for you, son. Wow, did Shady really not do this gong check? That's actually crazy.
That's a bizarre one to miss.
Yeah, that's a crazy one to skip, considering this was available for a while, and his region is hinted. It's nothing, but he's not punished. That might be one of those, like, it pops into your head and you're just, like, a spike of fear. Oh, no. It's time. But he's going to Aztec now, so he's taking his Aztec dive for... He'll find Hunky Chunky, and what else was it? It was an instrument upgrade, that's right. Or an ammo belt or something useless.
Homing ammo also came out of that battle arena, I believe.
Oh, it's homing, that's what it was. Whatever the random clear vial was. Ventus is like, did I read that right? Japes with tiny. Huh? Huh? What would that be?
We're still missing Super Duper. So, what do you think is the bottleneck right now? It's got to be Super Duper, right?
It's got to be Super Duper. Super Duper gives you Grape and whatever's in the Hive. So that unlocks 2 things, which probably frees up the rest of the seed.
Hive is almost certainly monkey port at this point. Well, I don't want to say almost certainly, but there's a strong likelihood that it's monkey port.
I would say certainly. I think it has to be, actually. I don't think there's anything else it could be. So...
We also do have that... No, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Dollars to Donuts, it's going to be port.
You know what? I think you have to chase the Strong Kong paths now. Strong Kong hints. Or go back to the Igloo. I think those are your 2 options. You either take the Trombone to the Igloo and hunt that down, or you assume your Strong Kong ability is what the Igloo hint is pointing at, and chase that.
I'm still of the opinion that Sprint Cage, or Sprint Cabin is the best move, and I hope... Oh, no, it doesn't matter, because Omega doesn't have Trombone right now.
Right.
I think they're realizing right... No.
He's got to go to Castle and pull Punch and Rocket Barrel out of it. If he pulls Punch only, kind of a disaster. He might be thinking his Underground was Triangle, so like chase Triangle checks. But it is not Triangle for the Underground. Might be double checking Foolishes in Aztec. In Aztec, it is just the Llama Temple that's foolish, but you might have to go into the Llama Temple to hit the switch to open the Quicksand Cave for Strong Kong. That's a possibility. Now it's very gross, but it's a possibility. You just want to make sure the Tiny Temple wasn't foolish before going in, probably. All important. Yeah, we're just jamming. Let's go.
Definitely just going through all of our chores right now.
That's all custom music. Just banging. So many greatest hits.
Yeah, the custom music community is absolutely fantastic. The transposers are really, really talented. If you, who are watching right now, are curious about participating and exploring anything about custom music, you can head over to discord.dk64randomizer.com. We have a music discussion channel where we have access to resources in order to help you get into the rhythm of helping transpose music into this randomizer. Speaking of which, for those of you who are just tuning in, this is Donkey Kong 64 Randomizer, the new hotness in randomizers. If you are looking at this and are curious and want to participate or have any questions, head over to dk64randomizer.com.
I just realized that because homing ammo is locked behind the Vulture, you can't actually do Vulture with homing ammo. That is so sad. Alright, Ventus is back in Aztec, and he's like, okay, wait a minute, we didn't full clear this. Let's go check these 5-door temple spots. I think the pineapple one's a good check. It's got 3 things in it. Love that.
Definitely agree. We have a lot of things open up right here.
Happy 2 hours. Oh, no.
Yeah, happy 2 more hours incoming. 2 knows why.
We are at a back-to-back seed where we are at the 2-hour mark. Nobody is done. The race room is silent. Everyone is still hunting. They're hunting for their slams. Nothing in DKs. Maybe Chunky's got it. Come on, Chunky. Show us the goods.
The 2 races that I sign up for commentary for are both just
Bangs.
miserable casinos. Yeah, absolutely.
What do
miserable
you mean, man?
casinos. Then I'm off for a little while for doing commentary, so I can't wait for those just to be clean, and then I come back miserable.
No
Absolutely miserable casinos.
Wow, two cops in here, very cool. You can dread it. You can run from it. DK64 Randomizer arrives all the same.
It is inevitable.
Nothing in chunkies. Oh boy. 5-door temple not hitting. Oh, cop, look out. Whew, barely.
There's an argument to be had for doing, while you're an Aztec, for doing Vulture Race.
Well,
which is, I feel like, one that
if you have
everyone
Rocket Barrel, it is.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. I'm more talking about ShadyMyst right now. That's an easy one to peak.
Oh, yeah. I doubt he'll pass that one up. Ram the gongs, too, like Ventus did. If he gets to the top of the tiny temple is black too. So I'll pick up.
That's another one that I think a lot of people are going to be inclined to not immediately go after.
5-door temple. Brick.
Back to Forest we go with Omega.
He doesn't know it, but he needs to go to Castle. Castle has his salvation. Or a component of it. Are we sure the winch is dead? Alright, the winch is definitely dead.
So this is interesting all around right now. We're about to have one of our first finishers come up, so it's not like we're in super duper casino right now.
Oh, we have word that someone is actually finishing? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I just looked through some of the streams, and we're about to see someone finish in the next 5 minutes.
Oh my. So there is hope for us yet. There is hope for the runners yet. There is Super Duper Simian Slam. Oop, GB on the Vulture, so it's not the Vulture. Hey, where are you going, Chief? He's going back to Galleon. Alright. Wonder what he's thinking in Galleon. Is he thinking maybe a Mechfish angle?
That would be... Well, can't do Mechfish because he doesn't have Rocket Barrel.
Oh, yep. Womp womp. That ain't it. Oh my. Maybe he hasn't done the guitar ship, I guess? And he's gonna go in there and peek the other rooms and be like, oh crap. Need trombone really badly. And then discover that maybe he doesn't need trombone super badly.
I honestly don't know what is the direction to chase right now. I mean, besides, as we were saying before, full clearing zones that we had hinted, even if there are resolutions to some of them, at this point, triple checking those resolutions only helps.
Yeah. I think Shady's best look is the Igloo, but I'm not sure. That would only help him find, like, Peanut, which isn't going to be too helpful. OmegaVentus taking a look at that blue vial and being like, oh my god. Oh no.
I don't think he can see it from this angle is the thing.
There's another window I think to look from.
That, yeah, there definitely is.
He's a little too far away. Yeah. Try the next window down, Chief. There you go. Better look from here. Maybe you got a good enough look at it to be like, oh my god, I need that. He does not need that. And now it's Shady's turn to clear out 5-door temple and find nothing. Oh boy. Quick metal check, we got everything. Right.
Spike has finished in first place with a time of 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 41 seconds.
Wow, way to go. For all of his talk of casinos, he comes out on the other end of one. In first. What a beautiful time. Way to go. So that means we know the slam exists. We know Simian Slam, Super Duper Simian Slam exists somewhere. And I'm pretty sure that's exactly what they need. I don't think there's anything else that they could possibly need. Or, I think that will be enough for them to solve it. Probably enough. I think so. Because what do they need right now? They need Slam, they need Bongos. Strong Kong hasn't gotten us anything. That's why I think chasing Strong Kong or the Igloo is a good check. Is a good way to go. Take your trombone back to the Igloo and knock out that guy and see what that comes up with. That's what I want to do. You know it's not going to be in the Sax Igloo because Sax is Monkey Port locked, which is super duper locked, which would mean it's not going to have Slam. Yeah, because that Igloo path is unresolved, chasing Strong Kong or the Igloo, I think is got to be the way to go. So you maybe consider running into the Llama Temple just to slam the switch, which is horrifyingly ugly, but needs must. Or what if it's just in the Crusher? No, Crusher is foolish, no.
Connor has finished in second place with a time of 2 hours, 9 minutes, 34 seconds.
Oh, Connor just a little behind again. Maybe one day he'll get first place.
It's just...
Zing. Correct. The Llama Temple can be foolish, but because the item itself is in the Quicksand Tunnel, that's in Aztec Tunnels, it's in a different region. So they may have to dive the Aztec Tunnel anyway. It's similar to like having to like go into foolish regions for like colored bananas or something, same deal. Right, he's climbing production, or Ventus is climbing production. This must be for banana medals because production is foolish, so maybe he's getting like the lanky pack here. Yeah. He's like, I grab this. I think he might have to grab it without grape. Not sure what else he can grab. But as far as what we need explicitly for Go Mode, it is Bongos, Trombone, Monkey Port. That's the list. And
it's very narrow.
I think if you find Slam, you're done. I think that's it. So they're looking for just one thing, I'm pretty sure.
I'm still saying Caves is definitely the right move to make.
I agree. And I think because they're looking for one thing and they have one path that's unsolved. Oh, they also need Peanut. And
Riley has finished in third place with 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 5 seconds.
There we go. So this is a tough seed, but the fast players are finding their way through it nicely. The problem is that that Igloo hint is for DK rules, so that could just be pointing you to Peanuts, and that wouldn't actually help you find a Slam, which would not be ideal. Trombone for the Japes lobby is a good idea. I think I would like to do that as well. Ooh.
I don't hate doing the top aisles check.
Well, he needs to get to the roof dirt at some point to pick up his Gorilla Gun.
Exactly.
So Shady will be happy to see that. Or maybe the fact that he doesn't have Gorilla Gun makes him afraid, because this Gorilla Gun is, like, nearly unhinted. Oh, hello. I do not know if I just did this. I think he did. think it was junk. Yeah, it looks like junk. He's gonna take that rocket barrel back to upper aisles, and then, okay, maybe not. Did he not check BFI? Oh, Ventus checked it at the start, and Shady didn't.
It was Ventus with the PTSD check.
Oh, no. Well, it ain't here, so you got bailed out this time, Chief. Might be, you take a look at the race time and be like, oh my god, somebody's done. Where is it? 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 Where are we going? I think he's looked at this already. Yeah, Shady is just... He's deep in the tank. He's got to piece together... What have I not done? 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 Oh, what a castle!
Just a GB at top aisles.
Nothing on the summit, but he doesn't go to roof dirt! Whoa, that's a blunder.
Woof.
Oh no, that's not gonna be good. Fortunately, his Gorilla Gun hint will save him there, so... He's still looking for Slam. Just the Slam hunt. What are you thinking, Ventus? What are you thinking? He did not check the Strong Kong check. He's going to Castle. Good, good, good. Go. Hopefully
ShadyMyst is doing Darkroom.
That's something we have not seen yet.
Fine enough check.
Reasonable, yeah. Not particularly exciting, but...
Let's hope Ventus does a very thorough exterior clear.
Yeah, he's got to
pick up stuff.
He's just got to pick up his punch downstairs, or down at the island Kasplat. And then he has to take that punch into the crypt. Oh boy. Does he remember he hasn't done that Kasplat yet? Where's he going? He's thinking. Maybe he's thinking dungeon, maybe he's thinking I need to see what's on Diddy Dungeon, I need to see what's on Lanky Dungeon. Look at the shop. This is tough.
Peeking the boss is a good idea.
Ooh, yeah. Good call here.
We're doing F key, which is interesting.
Oh, press F to pay your respects to the
That is the longest check you could possibly do. R1 dog, thanks for the raid.
It feels long, it's crazy. It's yeah, bad beat on a casino here. That's tough. I want to know if this actually is a casino, because I really feel like that igloo hint is up to no good. Nothing on the boss. Shame.
Gotta be caves. One of these runners, ShadyMyst just has to make the connection of going back to caves because they have so much room. Oh,
Vile, bongos,
blast.
Okay, and we know there's a potion.
We do know that there is a potion hidden behind freeing the llama.
And R&D is on the path to Key 8, so here you go. Clear your hinted regions.
There we go.
Here we go. We're going back to Aztec. Oh my. Oh, he sees
seeing a kaiju boss fight instead. That's interesting.
The bad hit detection man himself. This is a toughie. This is tough when you've come to this point and you're like, alright, it's just gotta be. You decide on bad hit detection man of all things. Cannot quite sniper check that. I think you have to play your instrument in order to get a little bit closer to snipe check that.
Yeah, it's just outside of draw distance.
Unfortunate. Alright, he's running through the tunnel, so he's on his way to the Kasplat, hopefully. That will help him immensely.
So it looks like he's making the right decision here to go get that Kasplat. Let's just see if it pays off, or let's just see if he makes the immediate connection that doing underground with Chunky is the correct move, or doing Crypt with Chunky is the right move here.
This is Punch. He's off to somewhere.
He doesn't make the connect immediately.
You
That's...
might be thinking Shed first. Shed's easier to get to.
Oh, yeah.
That's supposed to... Oh, he's leaving. Okay.
No! Well, he could do Factory Lobby, which is also an answer.
And he is doing that immediately. So he's going to Factory Lobby. He's going to pick up his trombone. He'll be very happy to see that. Shady decided to do the Factory Blast before leaving. Makes a lot of sense. And trombone for Ventus, and we're basically back to dead even again.
The Rocket Barrel is definitely the killer right now,
Oh, yeah.
Especially because that's more or less unhinted.
No, that's directly hinted. Castle,
that-
Castle Underground on the path to DK rule. You gotta just go to Castle. You gotta clear that. You gotta clear it out.
Yep.
Alright, an exit to Isles from the Isles mouth. Ventus is cooking. Who's letting him cook? Alright, now he's taking trombone. I think he's taking it to the igloo. I think he'll be very happy to see to find what he sees here.
Please. I beg you.
This has got to be it, right? Or maybe he's taking it to like the sprint cabin. There's a bunch of good trombone checks for Lanky that use sprint and balloon. And you know you need them for some reason. It could be that your owl tree area is just the Kasplat and you need sprint and trombone for something else. Or sprint and balloon for something else. I think he's checked the Beetle Race already, so I think he knows it's not that. Oh, he's leveraging...
Beetle Race is a junk item.
He's leveraging Gorilla Gun here, which is good. Or nothing. Shady clearing out metals and levels. It's a wise choice. Keeps things clean.
So here's the igloo that we were talking about before. Let's see if that pays off.
Here we go. Lanky Igloo. This is a big one. Is this our super duper? Or maybe this is our peanut. Either is good. It's clear!
Oh? There we go!
Super duper Simeon Slam! Ventus
me.
makes a great pull out of the hints. There you go. That's your super duper. Head to Japes. And you're off. Okay, I think it's actually Peanut in the Hive. Or no, it can't be Peanut in the Hive. Oh, shoot. Hive has to be Monkey Port. So he's about to go get Monkey Port. Oh my. This isn't quite a casino seed. I think there's a little bit of uncertainty in Peanut, and these hints are hard to read, that's for sure. There's no doubt about that. There's a lot of bait. There's a lot of bait. R&D is loaded with bait. R&D has oranges, a slam, and blast, and that's hinted. So like, oh god. I don't know. I think your punch is basically your random thing. Casino being basically like it's just like something is unhinted and you just have to like randomly find it. It's unhelpful. I think your casino is definitely punch. I think that's the big ticket item that you had basically no info on that you had to just guess to find. And that's not actually a terrible spot, right? It's not that hard a spot. It's part of your standard. It's part of a standard castle first visit, and it just didn't get cleared until
especially
kinda
when you go through what I'll charitably refer to as the motions of clearing certain areas and clearing certain zones. That's definitely in one of the motions checks.
Oh yeah. I wonder if all three are on. No. Shady trying to leverage his blast pickup. Not sure he's gonna find anything, but there's something on the
Free de llama.
There's something on the llama, but I don't think it's gonna be anything. Not at this point. Peanuts are a big question mark, though. We just don't know where peanuts are. And that is a tough pull. There's Monkey Port. Look at that. Look at that ugly son of a gun.
Which does point us immediately back to caves. So So we went caves, japes, caves.
Well, no, don't leave! You still have something to get! You still have to go get grape out of the hillside! Your way, the horde. Go back to Japes. Back to Japes. Ooh, Mechfish. Let's go. The Mechfish agenda stays winning.
So Omega is now very deeply in the tank.
Yeah, he's going back through his hints, just like, okay, what can I do with that? It was Monkey Port. He might be thinking that, like, oh, that's the end of the line, and it is the end of the line. Monkey Port is a great find, but you don't need it for any other move. But you need Super Duper for something else, so. There you go. He's going back to Japes. He's pieced it together. He's read his hints again, and he's like, okay, I got it. I gotta go back to Japes for this. He goes to get the grape, and then we head to the owl tree to uncover one of our last mysteries. Nothing on the Mechfish. What a shame. Here we go. He's coming. He's like, okay, yes. Way the horde. Go. Let's get it. Let's get it indeed. And I think it's just a question of where Peanut is. However, you can beat Helm once you get Bongos. And I think Bongos is going to be in the owl tree.
The problem we're still looking at is that Ventus does not have Rocket Barrel.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, he can't beat Helm. Oh, no.
And he needs to remember that that's just doing that punch check in Castle Underground.
Well, I think what he's going to do is he's going to look at his hints and be like, okay, I should go clear up my hinted regions. And for DDK rule, you have Igloo, Mini, and Castle Underground. Castle Underground being the winner. And I think Castle Underground might be what he goes to next. Because he was kind of thinking that already. He may not have realized that, oh, punch gets me another check. That might be the last thing in Castle Underground for him, actually. Because he looked at the dungeons. I guess with Trombone, he might be like, oh, maybe it's on Lanky Dungeon again, so he may go back there. But he already used Balloon. He has not used Sprint, but he already used Balloon.
Well, this also gives you B-Blast, which could misdirect you horribly, depending on what free the llama has.
Oh, yeah, but he's checking this, which isn't great, because he needs to go to the owl tree, the hinted region, and not do any of this. Tough. Morin and Spike.
Congratulations on first place.
Congrats on the dub. Your casino practice has paid off. We are still on the hunt for peanuts, I think. And bongos. I'm pretty sure bongos are going to be in the owl tree. Ventus can go there, but he has not considered it, and he has slammed the wrong key. That is unfortunate. You hate to see it. Man, what a wild back and forth seed this has been. It's been just, they're taking turns finding items and throwing haymakers at each other.
Drum has finished in 4th place with a time of 2 hours, 25 minutes, and 37 seconds.
There you go. Pulled it out.
So the time between 1st place and 4th place is about 17 minutes. And the time between 3rd and 4th place is 13 minutes. So this is a very interesting seed so far.
This is a hint check. You gotta follow your hints and really dig deep on them and figure out what is solved, what isn't solved, what is likely to be solved, what is not likely to be solved. And I think Shady has arrived at the conclusion. Maybe I should go back to the igloo. Hang on, what's going on over here? What's going on over here? I've got another instrument. No, where are you going?
Please, I beg you.
Oh no! And now Ventus has picked up Blast, and he doesn't. I don't think he needs that, but I don't know. Oh gosh.
Okay, so that appears to have been a mistake. Which,
oh yeah, that's a oops.
Okay, good. We're both we're both not having a heart attack right now.
I think Ventus is thinking, okay, I don't know where anything is. He's got one hint unresolved. No, he's got like... He's just checking oh, no, you know what he's thinking? So Castle Underground gave him Triangle, so he's like, oh, Toy Monster. It could be Toy Monster for Triangle, for Peanut, or Rocket Barrel. So this actually makes a lot of sense for him. But the alternative is you just go back to Castle Underground, full clear it, go find your Rocket Barrel and your Happy Camper. Oh yeah, they're missing different things, but Shady is coming up on the big one. The big beast. Super duper Simian Slam. So, there he goes. He's got his super duper. So he is running straight to Japes with that. He is not thinking
absolutely.
Twice. It is urgent. Go, 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 go. And I don't think he's gonna wait a second before going to Owl Tree. I think he's going straight there. Because Ventus is actually doing things that Shady has already done. So
Portal has finished in 5th place with the time of 2 hours, 28 minutes, and 6 seconds.
The finishers are rolling in, the pressure's on. You can see the race room. If they have the race room open, it's like, uh-oh. That means it's available. Stuff is somewhere. That's kind of why I'm not worried about a little meta poll is that I'm not really super worried about where this Peanut is because, like, I'm pretty sure it's just going to be available. It might just be in the Owl Tree or it's just, like, in Helm or something. He's going to Forest. Okay, so Ventus is going to give us our look at the Owl Tree first. Yeah. And
the question is whether Shady did not do the thing that I would have immediately done, which is, cool, I got one item, time to immediately dip out.
Oh, yeah, who danger.
And forget that I have a second item there.
I also need Monkey Port. Hang on, let's not leave yet. I almost forgot to. Alright, Owl Tree, what do you have? Do you have Peanut or... I think most likely it has Bongos. Surprised he didn't make it day. I guess... Making a day gives you one more check, I guess. Could be... It's not Anthill. It could go get Sax, actually. What if it is Anthill?
It's
oh, no.
A very interesting situation right here.
Oh my god, it actually all lines up for Anthill, because that takes Mini, too. And we haven't seen anything for Mini for Diddy moves, I don't think. I don't think no. Well, where was Pineapple's in the lighthouse?
Directly, I don't believe that we saw a Mini Monkey hint. It's also entirely possible that it was an indirect hint.
We have Mini Monkey for Tiny K, or we have Mini Monkey for Diddy K Rule. So you need Mini for some reason. Is it the Anthill? It's nighttime, Chief. He is not awake. Right, it is not the Kasplat, presumably. Is it actually go take Monkey Port back to caves?
I think that's the correct play.
I think it is. Go get your saxophone and then take the saxophone to the anthill. So does he go to Forest first, or... Oh, he's getting his Gorillgon hint. He's like, oh crap, I need to know where Gorillgon is right now. That's gonna help a ton.
That's a great idea.
This is definitely best for him. Get more information. Just, he needs to know. Alright. What does the rabbit have for us? Is it the rabbit race? Or is it the hive? Or not the hive, the anthill. Dirt Patch and DK Isles. Sure enough. He's like, oh my god, I never checked Roof Dirt. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got?
Wabbit has a potion.
Oh, he's got a potion! All right.
My goodness.
This is probably Bongos? Sorry, the cost of reading that hint, he gets a little bit of a head start, but no big deal. A freaking rabbit race, man. Again. Why?
Can't keep getting away with it.
You can't keep stealing our stuff. First he had Lanky. He stole Lanky, and then it was like, oh yeah, by the way, erase me now. This guy.
So he steals Lanky just to race Lanky.
This is toxic, man.
Yeah, I think we need to cancel the rabbit.
Yeah, with a good angle, Ventus retakes the lead, and he's off to the races. Good.
Now we have Gorillgon for ShadyMyst. I think that the only thing that, well...
He's taking it to
missing
Forest.
some stuff, yeah.
Alright, here we go. Is this Bongos? This is Peanut!
Peanut!
Whoa! Okay.
Wow.
That's big. Where the hell is Bongos? They're going to Helm for the Bongos hint, like 100%, but
That's a
Ventus can't
move.
do it because he doesn't have Rocket Barrel. he needs to be able to clear the Diddy room before he can get the bongos hit. So when Shady gets his peanut, he's gonna be like, oh crap, and he's probably gonna run straight to Helm and to get the bongos hit, because the bongos are now effectively anywhere. You've lost track of your bongos. Who knows where those are? And Ventus is thinking, okay, let's go back to the igloo again and go grab my saxophone. I might need that, which is sensible. Because Peanut is nice, but it's not on the path to Key 8, right? It's not overtly on the path to Key 8, unless it's for like a Hell minigame.
Etiquette has finished in 6th place with a time of 2 hours, 32 minutes, and 39 seconds.
Very nice. He's free.
So that's 25 minutes between 1st place and 6th place, which is a very interesting spread in terms of just blind reading certain things.
Well, it's a combination of blind reading and good guesses, right? You had the information here, I think, to get just about everything. As long as you pulled punch, I think the rest of your hints fall into place. Punch is it's actually punch that's the linchpin of the seed. Because until you get punch, you're not necessarily home free. Everything else is hinted directly or indirectly.
So Omega now, or Ventus now has Saxophone Slam, but they're still missing Rocket Barrel, which is in Castle Underground, in Chunky Crypt. So it's just a matter of knowing that you have to go to that zone specifically in order to get it.
And that's not easy. That's not easy at all. Because DK Rule is also hinted to the igloo, so he's probably taking a sax right to the igloo. His newfound fancy instrument. Let's go check the sax igloo. It's not here. And we just don't know where Bongos is. We have no idea where Bongos is.
We do also still have that potion that's in Freeing the Llama. Not that I'm saying that that's gonna be it, but it's definitely something to peek.
Oh no. Is it? I'm not so sure.
It would also require the sequences doing a blind F key into Freeing the Llama. So it's curious to say the least.
Oh gosh. Ah, tiny igloo. I didn't think it would be. And Shady is just mind smash. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I think you go to Helm and just get the Helm hint. You just concede, being like, all right, it's just time to go. And that's what he's doing. He's going to Helm. This is the most surefire, reliable way to like get out of a seed.
I agree at this point that doing that in order to just find out where Bongos are, it's a little bit of a sink, but overall, I think that it's a way better move.
It definitely is not pleasant to do, going to Helm to get an instrument, or get an instrument hint. It's kind of the point of it, but it will make your finishes much more consistent. So this is way safer than just trying to like blindly hunt through, now that you have Peanut and Grape, go dig through the rest of the game. Like, what if it's like check a Legends or something? Like, you would just never check that. Well, it'd be in the lobby, but gosh, maybe what if it's there? What if it's just in Helm too? There's a possibility there.
What is that I see inside?
Diddy's room? I think it's just a GB. Or a
is it?
Or something. Or not a GB, it's a blueprint, I think. It didn't look like anything to me.
Okay.
Maybe it was a crown. I don't think a crown could be there. Oh, Busy Barrel Barrage. Oh, well, here's your peanut. Here's your peanut requirement for key 8. So, there you go. Problem solved. That sucks. the
Great.
He just missed. The Claptrap just swung and missed.
Hit detection in this minigame.
There's a tactical duck by DK there. That was so impressive.
If anyone has the time to look at the old 101% TAS that Ring Rush did, he talks about how the hit detection is terrible in this game. So he doesn't fire a single shot. He just dances in between all of these
oh my god,
enemies as they swing at him, and it's fascinating to watch.
That is hilarious. What a legend. That is a blueprint, yeah. Pound the X.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Pound the X, maybe? Ventus' only saving grace is if he randomly finds bongos while running directly towards Rocket Barrel. Which is not likely.
I don't even know if Ventus knows that there's a potion in freeing the llama.
He was the one that checked it first, so he knows, I think.
So then...
Yeah, that's actually a good dive if you just don't know. But I think your play is just follow your hints, man. Full clear your regions, you have access to something. One last thing in Castle Underground. I think it's literally the last thing he has not seen. Well, I don't think he's seen, Diddy, or,
Lanky Sprint Cage, yeah. But either way, you're still... Lanky Sprint Cage, and...
Lanky Dungeon as well.
Yeah.
And then it's Chunky Crypt. It's just simply Chunky Crypt. He's looked at everything else. Oh, it could be Diddy Crypt too, but... Okay, now that we're talking about it, the Castle Underground actually looks like pretty good. Like, wait a minute, there's actually 4 things there.
Yeah, out of all the things to check right now, I think that's fair enough.
Right, it's a hinted region, and you're missing something for the goal.
A battle arena in Galleon?
It's punch-locked? Oh my god, who would ever go there? What the heck? Ventus is in Galleon, he could have just randomly found it. Oh no.
Wow.
That is brutal. But
that's definitely one of the checks of all time right there.
That is crushing. Yeah, if you find punch, you're Gucci. As long as you find punch, you're chilling. No problem. Find punch, follow your hinted stuff, and you're off to the races. And punch is not in a difficult spot to find, so... It's a little out of the way, but not egregious. Yeah. I think that's the path to a sub 2, is you find your punch and then then follow your hints like they're sacred text.
So it's interesting that I noticed right now is that despite seemingly knowing where Saxophone is, ShadyMyst has declined to go after it. And I don't know if that will, like, at the end of the stream, whether that's going to make a difference or not.
I think that's very reasonable for his position. I think he did the absolute best choice in going straight to Helm for his hint. And because you don't need Saxophone to go get that hint, you can go get Sax later if you need it, but based on the hint. And if you don't need it, then, like, you're chilling. It's fine. What was in Hillside Dirt? That's a great question. Like, neither of them checked it on a hinted region. In a 50-50. That is wild. Bongos. We know where everything is. Look at those trackers. That is a thing of beauty. Ventus.
So Portal, who finished in 5th place, said that it was nothing in that check.
It was nothing. Great. Well, that'll teach us for being thorough and freaking out over nothing.
How dare we?
But if it were. If it were. Alright, go mode for Shady. He's got to pull this one out. He's got to buckle down and lock in Helm, because there's no time to crumble yet. A sub 3 is pretty solid, is still comfortable here. And given the absolute sheer amount of randomness involved in the seed, you can just take a sub 3 and you're good to go. Just get out of here. This race is a hint check. You gotta know your hints inside and out for this one. I think that's my conclusion on this one. You gotta be very careful with your hints. You gotta know when to hold them, when to fold them, know when to walk away, and when to run. What's in the anthill? This is what he came back for Sax for, and it is 2 GBs. That is...
Yep.
That is unfortunate. Alright, and then the last... Gosh, it's just clear out Castle Underground, man. That's the only thing to do. That's wild. At least we didn't have to take any photos of fairies. Instead, you had to race the rabbit.
Oh, only. Right? That's definitely a fair exchange.
Yeah. Ooh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah.
Spike, you and Omega immediately both went right there and were just like, please God, no, I can't do this again.
You have to know. You just have to know. I was expecting half the lobby too. Shady didn't. I don't know if he's just got will of, like, an absolute iron will to just not bother checking it early. That is a power move right there. A bold statement. Just like, no, I think it's going to be dead. I'm not checking it. What a beast.
So Omega's doing what I would have done and is freeing the llama for the known potion.
A known potion. Unfortunately, we know this is complete junk. This is a maybe third melon, maybe ammo belt 2.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, is all I can really say.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense, though. Known vials known vials when you're looking for vials is the way to go. It just doesn't make any sense with the hints, but...
Morning Etiquette, congratulations on the 6th place, and thanks for the raid.
Nice. Shady did not check BFI. He didn't go in there until, like, way later. He didn't check until, like, the 2-hour mark when it was presumably okay, I have to check it or else I might lose. I have to know. maybe when, like, he saw people start finishing, he was like, oh, no. This game is full of existential dread like that. Like, oh my god, I didn't check that one thing. Oh, no. Oh, no. And we love it anyway. We love our existential dread here at DK64Randomizer.com.
Speaking of which, for everybody who is just tuning in, this is the Season 2 race qualifier for DK64 Randomizer. If any of this interests you or you have any questions and would like to join an awesome community of playing this great, totally perfect, not cave game, check us out at DK... Not cave at all. Check us out at DK64Randomizer.com.
No punch killed ya? Yep. That's it. It's just, if you have punch, your seed is chilling. If you don't have punch, you're not chilling. You are not chilling at all.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Yeah, it's a little interesting bit of strategy in races. And like, are you following the race room? Are you a follow the race room guy, or a just? Yeah. I'm a follow the race room guy, but.
It's interesting. I like to follow the race room to see where I'm paced. But the problem is that then eventually I find out that I'm just doing way worse than I did, and I start to get demoralized. So It's definitely a 50-50 on what's the benefit and drawback on it.
Also, the problem with Season 2 is because your go mode is about like a 15-minute delay, like a 10 to 15-minute delay to the end, it doesn't actually help you. I think 10 to 15 depends on phases and rooms and minigames and all that, but it doesn't actually help you all that much to know someone's done, because that means they were in go mode like 15 minutes ago. So like, it's like, oh, uh-oh. So like, we can assume that like Spike was probably in go mode somewhere around like hour 50 or something. Hour 50, hour 55 or something like that. And you can kind of use that information to think, oh, whatever I'm looking for probably isn't buried that deeply.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Or the hints help me a lot. I should refocus on my hints. Whereas in the incident yesterday, there were like 2 things that were like completely unhinted, and it led to our first finish happening approximately around this deep into the seed. So, whew.
To say all that was brutal would be an understatement.
Understatement of the century of the year. Shady's almost done with the helm. Got 1 game to go. He's off to the races. I don't think he's gonna be thrilled with this one, but can't be too unhappy. You survived, and that's for a rough seed like this, a rough outing. It's the can't ask for too much more.
Omega going through right now and just doing full clears is definitely it's a move, and I don't disagree with it. It's just kind of unfortunate that the moves have kind of pointed you right here, that's you are completely lost, and it's relatively unhinted, so it's just a matter of just gambling into what you are looking for, like finding it.
Nice cutscene skip for Shady, so he saves a little bit of time coming out of Helm. And man, as a race time looker, you're in Helm, it is stressful, because again, somebody might have been in go mode just like 5 minutes before you, and they're not done yet, but they will beat you. But when will they beat you? You have to just go. You don't know how many people are ahead of you. You don't know how many people are in K. Rool. You don't know how many people are in Helm chasing you even. The heat is on. in a super competitive qualifier. All these qualifiers have been just absolute slugfests. You gotta just push as hard as you can, as fast as you can. A humble look at Diddy Minecart. Don't be a potion, thank you. Lanky? Lanky. Arms. We did stretching exercises earlier. Please, I beg you. Oh, and K-Roll turns the wrong way. That's classic. Nope. Got a good little slip there. Ventus has nearly the entire game to dig up his Rocket Barrel 4, and he is not choosing to go to hinted regions. That is unfortunate. You can clear out nearly anything he goes to, which means any check that is wrong takes an extra amount of time. Because it's just clearing out anything you can think of. Check and Check of Legends. That's the right amount of paranoia for the seed. Yeah, we got Castle Underground hinted DK Rule, and if you're looking for Rocket Barrel, DK Rule hints are very good to follow, so... Pulling Triangle is out of Underground is an unfortunate coincidence. Slip 3. On to the next phase.
3, 4, 5, 6,
2 to go.
7, 8, save by the bell.
2 to go. Staring at the race time. Here we go. Nice chill tiny phase. Well, it's chill now. Takes some getting accustomed to make it chill, but lag reduction strats? Or just hiding on the pillar? Slam 2 is definitely not hinted. That is a, well, kinda.
We had one that was hinted, but I don't believe the other one was hinted.
Right, well, also kinda. You had an R&D path to key 8, which points you at Slam, Oranges, and Blast. You need Slam out of those 3, and you had a Way of the Horde hinted double Slam lock location, so you're like, okay, so it's probably the Slam there. And then your other Slam is in the Igloo, which you have DDK rule for, which isn't really that crazy.
There were a couple of things that were in Igloo which could have pointed you in any direction, so the only real resolution to second Slam was getting knowing that you had Baboon Balloon was Way of the Horde.
Ventus is in the crypt. Huge. Baboon Balloon pointed to Slam 2. Yeah, you knew that was Way of the Horde. And you didn't resolve that until the Igloo. I think your Igloo path to DDK rule, that had to be Slam, right? There was nothing else. Which, what was Super Duper Lock? It was Grape out of the hillside, and then Owl Tree for Peanuts.
Pick it. Oh, yeah, there was nothing there.
No, he quit out of the crypt. He's in the wrong. He went to the Diddy crypt, but he didn't go to the Chunky crypt. Oh no. Oh. He's a trooper. He's soldiering on. Just thinking. What do you do? What is one to do in this scenario? You go right back. That's where you go. You go right back. I don't think oranges are... I think oranges are just a coincidence. You didn't really need them. You could use anyone else's instrument, and the oranges is not really on the path there, I don't think. Well, Monkey Port does lock sacks, so it is on the path. It's just a coincidence that it's hinted, because like you also had Slam in the same region as oranges, so you could just read into the Slam instead of the oranges. So
the Chimpy Charge was WAF for oranges. Oranges did get you. Yeah, that is a wild sequence right there.
oh my god. I guess, oh wow, yeah, so you could have read into, if you knew it was oranges that were where the horde and you knew the shell hive was there, then it's like, okay, so follow your oranges into the hive, which means that hive location has to lock sacks, which means you knew it had to have something to lock sacks, and you knew peanut locked sacks, so, in all kind of tracks actually. It had to be monkey port there for like 16 different reasons. We are almost home free. ShadyMyst with a good peanut angle. And is that it?
That is ShadyMyst finishing in 7th place with the time of 2 hours, 52 minutes, and 33 seconds. And 3 seconds later, Essen has finished in 8th place with the time of 2 hours, 52 minutes, and 36 seconds.
Sniped a guy by 3 seconds. Oh my.
Wow.
Wow. I think... Wait, is Ventus in the crypt right now? I think he is.
Yes, Ventus is in the crypt.
Okay, so he came back. Right. Well, he lived. He lived. And he will get his rocket barrel, and he's gonna be like, well, poop. You could go to hell.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can go to hell with it. Like, there's... At this point, it's like, there's not much left in the game, right? And you have no idea what this is, you may as well get your...
Yeah, just kind of grind out that hint.
Yeah. That's wild times. Wild times. But he's not far from finishing, so he is on track to top it off. I am going to step away for a second after this marathon of the seed, refresh my water, and maybe we'll be able to pull in Shady for a little bit of an interview at the end. I will be right back.
Absolutely. So right now, it's all interesting how this is all going to play out for the bongos being nigh completely unhinted is very unfortunate, and having that be having that hint locked behind Rocket Barrel is also just unfortunate. It definitely, this is a seed where things kind of line up in a very poor direction. So we have Ventus, who's now going through the Helm minigames in order to get the hint to get bongos, which is completely fair.
Okay. Alright.
And we have a ShadyMyst lined up and ready for an interview.
ShadyMyst is ready for an interview. I'm gonna pull him in. ShadyMyst, hello. Congratulations. You have survived another seed. ShadyMyst, hello. Congratulations.
Yeah. I really should have went back earlier for the igloo for key 8.
Yeah, the conclusion we kind of arrived at is if you found Punch was your only like true super unhinted thing. And it wasn't in a horrible spot, but as long as you found Punch and then just like beelined all your hints and full clear all your regions, it kind of worked out. But man, those hints are a wreck. They're all over the place.
Let's see. I was hoping. Well, once I got to Owl Tree, my issue there was it was on the path to key 8, and then I saw Peanuts.
Yeah. And it's like, well, okay. that probably just means it's a hell mini game that needs peanut. That's unfortunate. Well, it's both good and bad because you pull your peanuts, which means you don't have to hunt for peanuts. You can get your bongos hint that Ventus is doing right now. So he's getting his bongos and he'll be flying in a minute.
Yep. That's what I ended up doing.
Yeah, I think that was definitely the best call. I think you had no idea where bongos is. Bongos is like not help. You had no help for bongos at all.
Yeah, I absolutely, normally I'm someone who tries to avoid entering Helm without having the instruments to do it, especially if it's like the instrument hit that I'm looking for is locked behind, one or two other Kongs in order to get there. But in this case, absolutely I agree that just going for the playing through, getting the music hint, or getting the instrument hint, and then going back and playing through again was the totally right move.
Yeah, that's what my plan was going to be. But again, my only issue was finding Super Duper.
Yeah, big
I had
big problems there. We thought that was going to be the brutal unhinted, the brutal unhinted item, but then it kind of turned out that like, all right, wait a minute. Your Igloo hint was really weak. It was really shaky. You had Igloo. You'd only found Strong Kong at that point, and Strong Kong had turned up nothing. So it was like, is it really Strong Kong? And it kind of made us think like, okay, wait a minute. You're coming up with Trombone. Let's take Trombone back. You could have even like used Monkey Port to go pick up. Well,
Monkey Port to pick up sax, but then that would have added more stuff.
yeah, and it was already super duper locked, so it wasn't actually going to help you. You knew it wasn't.
Right.
You knew it wasn't sax locked, and it could have been. God, it could have been bongos locked, which would have been horrifying, but... Ugh. Well, it didn't turn out that way, so you got away with that one.
So, what all was there? Unhinted Punch, unhinted Bongos,
A couple of poorly hinted things as well, like
Yeah.
Some
Castle
good-
Underground to get rocket barrels. You could also like that whole
Funny
Super
enough, I
Duper was
got that right after getting Punch, so...
Yeah, that was great. A connection between that and you grab Punch and you're like, oh, wait a minute. Presence of mind to go clear out Castle Underground. That's really what bit Ventus, I think, is that he grabbed Punch and then left, and it was like, okay, cool, I've got Punch. I gotta go do the lobby for Trombone. Or I gotta go do that lobby box and hope something's there. Found Trombone, and that just led him down a whole rabbit hole that didn't take him back to Castle for another, like, 30 minutes.
I mean, I was already on my way to go to the Castle Underground. I just happened to find Punch along the way. Because I was going to go check the minecart. Since we did start with... started with Coconut, and Grab was in the aisles.
We did talk about that a little bit, and like, ooh, they got an early grab. Keep an eye out for grab lock spots. You didn't get it at all. You could have skipped it completely.
That's definitely bait when you get a move that early on and you have exclusively miserable checks associated with it.
There's no winning sometimes, man. There's just no winning. Man, it's insane.
Yeah.
But
Think
yeah. Seemed to you pulled it together at the end though, right? You eventually got to the right and came to the right conclusion. Like, okay, yeah, I gotta go back to the igloo, gotta go get all my stuff, and then follow the right train of stuff down as quickly as possible.
So I went back to caves because I wasn't sure if I had checked the boss there.
Ooh.
Went in, checked, and saw that I already checked the boss. Left, and as I left, remembered. Oh wait,
Oh my god.
do have Trombone. That's why I ended up going back in there.
We were dying a little bit. You ran over to the igloo instantly, and then pause exited, and we were like, "No, go in! We think it's good."
Because I was checking the boss. That's why.
That's funny.
Because that ends up being my downfall a lot of times, since I don't check the bosses regularly.
yeah, I've had a couple of seeds where I've completely thrown because I didn't do bosses.
But the problem is a lot of the time it's just one thing. It's just one thing. Like, how important could the boss in level 6 be? Like, the boss in level 4. I feel like bosses drop off in value a ton after level 3, but...
I mean, yeah. I've done a seed before. There was a race a couple weeks ago where the level 7 boss was to get guitar to go do... No. It was to get punch so you could go get guitar off of Spider Boss.
Oh my god.
But you didn't have guitar, so it being Aztec's level 7 boss, It wanted 100. It wanted 161 out of the 171 possible bananas.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. And there's also been some 4 boss seeds as well. So.
Oh boy. Yeah, bosses can bite you. It's kind of annoying to check though.
Yeah, I had a 4 boss seed where 2 of them were unhinted, and I did not complete that seed.
Oh my god.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, it was your seed that I was watching.
Yeah, that was miserable when I just got where I just like, this is going to be another hour to complete. I'm 3 hours in. I'm done.
No.
So I looked at the spoiler log. I'm like, nope.
And then we came to the realization, should we send this over to Jacob?
Shout out to Jacob, who's just, whenever we come up with something miserable, it just gets sent over to him.
Yeah, hey, that's why everybody was complaining about yesterday, because we already knew Jacob rage quit because of Flagrant Seed.
Yeah, that's yesterday was wild. Today was on track to be just as wild, and then things just barely made it there in the end. It was nasty. We got past the 2 hour mark and nobody had finished. We were like, strap in. it's gonna be a long one.
Yeah.
But it was just merciful enough to grace us with content instead.
That's all you can ask for.
Oh yeah. A spectacular pull of Super Duper out of the igloo. I think Ventus found Super Duper first too.
Yeah, Ventus did find it first. They were missing Rocket Barrel for the longest time, so it really didn't it helped, but it didn't complete the picture in that regard.
Yeah, at some point I kept trying to think, how does Mini Monkey lead to Diddy's fight?
That is an outstanding question. I'm not sure I pieced that together. Let's do some thinking. So you got Mini got you Feather. Feather got you... Oh, Mini got you Spring. And then Spring got you Barrels. Barrels got you... Did you clear a boss in this seat? I don't think so. Barrels got you, what, maybe...
See, I got Barrels before Spring. I got Barrels, immediately.
It's Mini from Monkey Port, and then... No, not Monkey Port, no. Oh, shoot.
Where do we get Peanuts from? Because I think that might have had something to do with it.
Peanut was Rabbit Race.
Yep. I've got Sprint from Factory Shop. I've got Trombone was Punch Locked. And then Grape was Super Duper. Because that was the hillside.
Right. Oh, you got your first slam from Car Race, and that was Mini.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you got that right at the start of the seat. That was a crazy early factory. That factory loaded you up real nice, and we were like, all right,
absolute gas,
we're flying. And then you flew directly into a brick wall.
Exactly.
I kept trying to climb production at one point just for Tiny's bananas because I accidentally skipped 5.
That's definitely one of the more feels bad when you're just ascending production and you're trying your hardest to just get colored bananas to finish up.
It was only 5. I missed the 5 that were next to bad hit detection.
Yep. Spring was bad hit or a good hit detection wheel. The dartboard.
Which was right next. See, I went and got back. I went and got that later on.
Yeah. You're digging through stuff, you're looking at your testing hints, oh my god, please have something else here, please have something else here, and it's completely worthless. Great.
I was like, maybe there's something? Nope. Okay. Because what was it? Testing to... And the thing is after I got Spring, that's when I realized testing to Lanky gave me barrels already.
Yep. That hint was solved already. And then... I'm pretty sure it was testing to Lanky and testing to Tiny, and Tiny was for diving for Feather in the outskirts in the sub. So.
Right, which, I mean, I had already gotten all the Tiny stuff, so I didn't even write that part down.
You didn't even write that down, yeah. It's alright, great, I know that. The only important thing is that, okay, Tiny Phase, we're good.
Uh, man, all these casino seeds recently. Just all over the place for the past 2 weeks.
This is tricky. This is definitely a big learning seed. It's kind of casino-y, but if you dig deep on the hints, you can pull something out. You can pull some assistance out of it. Like I said, I think the only like truly unhinted thing was punch, and that's the pulling.
And then bongos if you don't get the hint, but yeah,
right. You have assistance for bongos, right? You have no assistance for punch. You have to find punch on your own. Good luck. So that's my view of things. Punch was on the island Kasplat in castle surroundings, the one that's most out of the way. So
yep, and that's why I ended up. That one I've always forgotten, because I'll go into the underground and then leave from the underground, because it's out of the way to leave back out of there, then go all the way around castle.
Yeah, I like making sure I check it before I ever go into the lower tunnel. If I'm ever going to the lower tunnel, it's like, alright, the Kasplat is like right here. It has to get checked. It's too dangerous. I think yesterday, was it Ventus or was it... Or was it Etiquette that did like actually a cheeky rad? They go from the warp pads over by like the rocket barrel, and if you like drop down where the rocket barrel is, that's like right where the Kasplat is. So you can actually take that path down to...
Yeah, that's what I did.
You did that too? Oh, genius.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's
I
how
like that route to the lower tunnel.
Well, that's how I ended up finding punch, because when I went back, I was like, I never checked that Kasplat. Let me go check it. Dropped down, got it, and then just ran around the corner.
Yeah. Ran around the corner, stumble into rocket barrel, and you're chilling.
Yeah, stumbling, definitely the word for it.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stumbling in the seed, but there's no shortage of and hawing and thinking and thunking and whatnot. The classic, I gotta check my pause menu for my hints again. I love that. That's vintage right there.
I just kept checking it because I didn't write down all my foolish hints.
Oh, there were some good
So
hints. The production one was pretty good, if a little late. The Castle Rooms foolish was really good. Llama Temple foolish is nice. We were thinking with that igloo hint for it might have been for Strong Kong, and we were like, okay, so the Llama Temple's foolish, but what if you have to go in to open the quicksand tunnel? That could be a possibility.
Right. And then I wasn't sure about what was it that was found in the outskirts?
Feather.
Okay.
In the
I wasn't sure if that was leading to key 8.
Ooh.
So I ended up checking all of the outskirts stuff.
That was just key 5. Yeah.
Key 5, my bad.
Yeah.
Okay. I knew outskirts was the something, but I wasn't looking at that point, so I was just like, is there something else here?
Right. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because the hints have a little bit of duplication aversion. They don't like to hint the same thing twice, so that you get a broader swath of your seed hinted, as opposed to maybe like if instead of like hinting one like super important thing like 4 times. So it's possible that like the feather could have also been on the path to key 8, but because it was hinted for key 5, it's like less likely to be hinted for key 8. So like,
right,
it's possible.
Because,
it's a reach, but it's possible.
Right, but it could have still been something else. That's why I was going and checking. Ended up checking Mechfish and Seal Race.
Yeah, that might be a little unclear, or a little.
I think I've checked.
Uncertainty.
I think I checked all of the hard checks other than Forest Lobby, Seal Race. I knew Tiny Car Race and Castle was foolish. I did Tiny Car Race and Factory. I did Kaiju. I did Mechfish. I did Spider Boss. I was just checking everything at this point.
Just every miserable check at that point, yeah.
What else can you do? That's just all you got. You just check anything you can and just hope you pull it out. And sure enough, with enough mental fortitude, you get there in the end. Speaking of mental fortitude, Ventus is coming up on a finish. We have not had a finish since Essen finished 3 seconds after you did, Shady. So Ventus is on track to get 9th. Holy moly.
This is it's a very interesting seed where it's very good reads point you in a very particular direction. If you don't have those exact reads, you're going nowhere quickly.
Yeah, we're looking at an hour difference between more than an hour between 1st and 9th.
That's a very interesting... to talk about how complex the seed ended up being.
Wow.
It definitely speaks a lot to it that we went from
Yesterday's seed.
yeah.
Yesterday's full casino seed for Super Duper for what 7-minute difference. Now it's over an hour.
And this one's just a hint gauntlet, just absolutely hitting you with the hardest hints possible. It's wild.
Yeah.
So, just for reference, the difference between first and third was about 4 minutes. The difference between fourth and sixth was about 6 minutes. The difference between seventh and eighth was a dead heat, like milliseconds, because Essence is asking for retime because they didn't have the hotkey for it. But either way, you're kind of close in terms of what is and is not seventh and eighth. And then the jump from eighth to ninth is almost 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So this is definitely one of the seeds of all time in that regard.
And we got OmegaVentus rolling in. How you doing, man? Welcome to the show. GG, you survived.
Survived is definitely a word there, Omega.
Getting his
Your
stuff
mic
together.
is...
He's probably digging up his mic or whatever, but
There we go.
there you go. He's alive. Welcome.
Good to be here.
Yeah. In the winner's circle. We're done. You made it. Despite
Top
the
10.
seed's best efforts.
That's an understatement.
Does ninth count as the winner's circle? That's some weird standards.
We're all winners.
I think at this point, finishing counts as the winner circle.
That's fair.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey. So if you go based off the VODs, Essence time was a 2:52:29. I had a 2:52:30.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
What the heck?
So
Yeah.
we're still within a second of each other on 7th and 8th. So, I mean, even so, that's a very admirable time, and I would... no shame in that one.
Yeah.
All fantastic work done by all of our races today.
It takes strength to get through. Ventus, what was your favorite hint in this seed? I imagine you have several.
I can't wait to hear this one.
Oh lord. Caves Candy DK leading a charge
Woo! Spicy.
and just
You know what
going
that one's
through
for?
all the different charge locations. Which one?
That one's for oranges, and you need oranges for the hive because the hive location locks saxophone,
That's what oranges was for.
and hive needs one of sax or oranges to get through it because
Yep.
otherwise the clumps will just kill you, or just
I forgot
bully you.
where oranges was,
God.
but I did know it was required because when I got there.
Oranges was factory R&D or factory
Yeah.
charge, R&D charge.
To briefly interject, Taisuga has finished in 10th place with a time of 3 hours, 14 minutes, and 38 seconds.
There we go.
So it looks like we're, of the people who are still racing, I expect them to finish in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Or forfeit.
Man, you just never know. You just never know
you
with these seeds.
don't, yeah.
Sometimes if it came down to, did you find punch? Did you find punch and use it well? That's tough.
I think I did.
Yeah, you got there in the end. Let's go. But the conclusion we arrived at is the punch is the one truly unhinted thing. Everything else is just a matter of clearing hinted regions or follow your way of the hordes.
Yeah.
Things
and-
like the igloo you could come back to because you knew balloon was way of the horde. Once you got trombone, it was like, oh, I should go clear out the igloo further because all you had was like strong con from the igloo, which is terrible and not gotten you anything.
You know, yesterday's race, I said in the race room chat, may your casinos be short-lived, and I think I just, I jinxed myself.
I don't know, man. Everyone's trying to do everything they can. They're assembling elaborate hexes to avoid casinos, I believe. I would not be surprised if there were multiple rituals underway.
I feel like there was at least one spell that made these past two ones require level 3 slam.
Yep. Maybe this is our atonement for the first 3 seeds, which weren't terrible.
They were pretty easy, actually, yeah.
So the pendulum has swung the other way, so perhaps we're due for something better. And something better we shall get tomorrow. Tomorrow, at the weekly time, is qualifier number 6. Woohoo! I'll be there. It's gonna be great. Any of you guys gonna be there? Y'all gonna be in the race room?
Unfortunately, no.
alas.
I'm planning on doing all of them, even though I know the first 6 are going to be the ones that count. So
Walk in, you can take all the practice you can get. These are great races to play in. You get a lot of good routing from very fast players to see what their decision making was. Everybody's streaming. You can check out VODs for everybody. It's a good time.
I think you'll see me again on the 22nd.
I see you in bracket too. You got enough quals in there, and
I need one more. It looks like.
there you go. I need a lot more. I gotta get in here. But man, I just love talking shop, talking DK64Randomizer.com.
This is fun, yeah.
But I think that'll about chop it up for this stream. Any final closing thoughts, Shady, on the seed?
I can speak for everybody when I say I hate casino.
Amen.
I
Does
just
anything
gotta
want to add?
say, I gotta say that this community has brought out a lot of competitive spirit in me, and you're making me pay for it.
All in. All in.
So, for our 2 participants here, you can find them at twitch.tv/OmegaVentus, OmegaVentus, as well as twitch.tv.com/ShadyMyst, ShadyMyst. If you have tuned in and you enjoyed anything that you watched today, you can check out more at DK64Randomizer.com. Lorak, any other notes?
Really, all I gotta do is just pop on down to the DK64 section in Twitch, and Randomizer's popping. Always somebody rolling. This is a good time. And there will be more good times to be had. Yeah. Where are they finding you, Rippy? Where are you at these days?
You can find me at twitch.tv.com/MR_RIPPE. I stream now and then. I'm starting a new job soon, so my streaming is kind of going to be erratic, but...
Oh man, limited edition streams! Don't miss them! Oh my god!
Exactly. Yeah.
That's my streams too!
Speaking of which, where can they find you?
Larock. Nice and straightforward. If you can spell it, good luck.
It's right.
Yeah, it's fun times. But I stream randomly. Infrequently, but I'm running a lot of commentary on this. This is a good time, so you can catch me tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, for the next qualifier. Gonna be a banger. I think that's all we got. I'll see you then next time. Is there a mod floating around to raid somebody? I don't think so. I think we might just be cut in. Dose.
I think Dose is, out of town, so take it easy, everybody.
He spread it out. All good, no worries. That's the end of the stream. Thanks for hanging, team. I'll catch you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, for the next one. Have a good one, guys.
Yep. Y'all take care.